Hello everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome to the art gym and also day 9 of Partner Push, folks. I'm just gonna call it day 9. I'm not really sure if I'm doing my math right, but we're gonna try. Oh my goodness. Pioneer, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Tier 1 for 10 months. Goodness gracious. And I saw that Amaze was on another one too. I appreciate you both so much. Thank you, thank you. There's some squirrels running around on top of my roof right now, and there's a lot of noises happening. So if you guys hear anything crazy, I'm so sorry. But yeah, welcome, welcome. And are you guys on, I think you're both in the sub-zoo. Pioneer, I don't know if I've done yours yet. Oh, wait, maybe I have. I don't know. Pioneer, are you in the sub-zoo yet? Do you know? I need like a legend of who's in here. But if you'd like to be in the sub-zoo, let me know. Amaze, you're in here, but if you'd like me to add anything, let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Oh gosh, what are we doing? Paleo, thank you. I appreciate that. Apparently we're in a hype train now, so thank you. I really appreciate the support, folks. What's the sub-zoo? Gonamu, it is a way that I'm trying to thank people for subbing. People have been very generous, and I feel weird just not doing anything for subs. So it's this thing I just started last month. Here's kind of the guidelines on it. If you sub or gift a sub, then you can get a sub doodle. So basically the person paying for the sub decides whether they keep the doodle or if they give that to someone else. Typically it's the person that they're gifting the sub, but not always. Or if you're already in the sub zoo, you can add something to your doodle if you'd like. And then 5 gift subs at once is how you get color. And I've done all those, I think. I think I got those done last week. Gosh, what is anything with time right now? And then of course, if you gift more than that, then I am eternally grateful, and also you trigger some giveaways. So anyway, there's me, I'm the zookeeper. Hi. Yeah, this is the sub-zoo. I'm gonna get those names written down. Paleo, let me know if there's a creature you'd like, a kaiju. We're doing a kaiju themed sub-zoo this month. But if you don't know any like big monsters, kaiju just means it's typically like a Godzilla franchise thing, but it could just be a large movie monster or a big character. We've got some like Cthulhu coming up. I've got a lot of Godzillas and Godzilla enemies in here. But you could also just say like, I want a dinosaur kaiju, or I've got some people who did like a jellyfish, and I just make it look big and funny. So if anybody wants that, let me know. You're already in the zoo. The last resub, you'd added the cup of coffee. Yeah, I think that was last month, I believe, right? Or no, was that this month? Hold on. I will double check. Do you see it in here? Let me know. Are you thinking about May's sub-zoo? Because we had that for sure. Right here. That's you. That was from May, I believe. Pioneer. Yeah. So for this month, if you'd like that again, just let me know, and I can put that in this month's sub-zoo. Because I don't see your name on the list here. So, okay. Let's see. Paleo. Let me write these down really fast, and then we'll get into the sea turtle studies. I also see that I have a Draw Me an Animal, so I'll be getting to that as well. A ferret kaiju? Absolutely. Let me add you to the list here. I'll be working on these after stream today, probably. Probably after stream today. So these all should be done in time for this afternoon stream, but thank you all so much for the support, seriously. It means a lot. So you want to be a ferret kaiju? For sure. And if you want to see a picture of last month's sub-zoo, it is in the stream event section. It's just you might have to scroll up a little bit. Once you get partner, do you need to maintain a high viewer count average? Yeah, so after Gonamu, that's a great question. So my understanding is after you get partner, you just have partner. And then you just stream however you want. I'm so looking forward to that. Because this is, it's been a very overwhelming like 2 weeks of this. And I can't wait to just not have to worry about numbers ever again in my life. But everyone's been really nice. Thank you again so much, everybody who showed up early today. That really helps a lot. Get the count high at the start of stream. I am anticipating probably having some streams this month that just don't hit that number. So we may not be able to apply by July 1st, but if I can keep my daily average between the 2 streams on Monday and Wednesday higher, let's see. So if anybody wants to see there's the ones that I've drawn so far, like a screenshot of this at high res is in the stream event section of the Discord. But let me write these down before I lose them. Paleo ontologist EA. You would like to be a Desmo stylist. Okay, cool. And Amaze, just let me know. You know where to find me. Okay. But how's everybody doing today? Welcome to Monday. Let's see. So yours, Moxie, is already in there. Did you do a five gift bomb? Because that is how you get color. I didn't have you written down for that. Let me check my notes. If you did get color, I'm so sorry. Let me just check. Oh, you did. Yeah, so I'll add color to yours this afternoon. Yeah, sorry about that. I must have missed that. Oop. Okay. I'll add color, but you can see the drawing already. The drawing is in stream event chat. I just posted it Saturday, so it should be right there. I think I got everybody else. Did I color the crab? I did. Sorry, things got really crazy last week because people were just like really generous, and I tried to get all the notes written down, but I am notoriously scatterbrained. Okay. Cool. Well, anyway, that's what the Subzoo is, and thank you guys for that hype train. I really appreciate that. Let's move into study time. So today is World Sea Turtle Day, for those who didn't know. If you want to do some sea turtle studies with me, feel free. And yeah, let me scroll up and say hi to everybody really fast. And yeah, thank you guys for your patience with me. Here's the I just drew this up really fast this morning. I meant to do this on Saturday, and you guys, my week, I've had so many things going on between this and my day job. I just have not been able to keep up or do anything extra. So I apologize. I'm not the best at this whole like event pushing thing, but you guys are making it happen, and I really appreciate that. So let's see. We have Amaze and hello, Amaze. Let's see who got first. Amaze got first, and then AJ got second. Oh, and I have a hydrate already. Perfect. Thank you, Jura. I appreciate that. Slappy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. And Jurandria, I will get to your Draw Me an Animal here in just a second. Hey, Miss Art Rules. I just like saying hi to everybody if I can. And thank you, anyone, for the lurk. If you want to know how to help, I actually have a new post. I didn't post about this morning's stream. Unfortunately, I didn't have time. But I did post this on Blue Sky a little bit before stream started. So if anybody wants to like boost this weird scribbly image that I made in like 15 minutes, feel free to do that. No pressure though if you don't want to. But it is on Blue Sky. It should be in the link I just posted. I should probably check that, make sure that works. I think I saved it. I don't know if I did or not. Community time. Hello. Today's the premiere of The Walking with Dinosaurs, the new one. That's awesome. I'm excited. Where can you watch that? Does anyone know? Feel free to say in the chat. Fox Confessor, welcome in, and Neil, hello. Thank you all for helping me push. And again, for anyone coming in, the reason I'm pushing is for this little porpoise right here. We did a Save the Vaquita Day last year, but I thought it'd be really cool to get that on the front page of Twitch. And you can basically only get on the front page, except under some very, I guess, limited circumstances if you're a partner. So to make it easier to apply for front page and to more or less, not guarantee, but really give me better odds of getting on the front page on Save the Vaquita Day, we're pushing for partners. So thank you to anyone lurking. There's some commands you can type in chat if you want to learn more about the vaquita. Let's see. BitGamey, congrats on third. Hey Silvolp, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Moxie, of course, welcome in. And who else do we have? I am behind in chat already. Artie Gob, hello. And who else have I missed? Pioneer, of course, hello. Thank you again, folks, for those subs and resubs. Never do math on Monday, I agree. But BitGamey asks, how is the push looking? So the push is looking good. We have hit the 8-day, I guess it's 8 days of 8 stream days that average 75, not just 8 streams. If it was just 8 streams that average 75, because I stream twice a day on Mondays and Wednesdays, we actually already hit that like last week. Actually maybe even the week before, but because it's days, I have to go. I only stream 3 days a week. So I've done 8 streams already as of last Wednesday, and so I need 8 more streams, which means the 3 days of streaming this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 3 next week, and then this Monday and Tuesday at the end of the month, and Tuesday would be July 1st. So I'm hoping if we can keep the numbers high and people are willing to lurk, that I'll hopefully be able to apply July 1st, but it would require every stream day, basically, until July 1st to be 75. I don't know if that's realistic, but we're, what is it they say? Shoot for the stars, land on the moon, something like that. So, you've been lurking. Well, thank you, Gonamu, for lurking. And of course, Paleo, welcome in. PBS, it's on PBS. Okay. Or Disney Plus. Oh, but I think we might have that at my apartment. Jack Lantern, hello, hello. Amish Andy, hello. Marcus, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. But yes, the Subzoo starts over every month, basically. So, yeah, it's only the second month I've done it, so I apologize for any confusion. I'm still a noob at this. Yeah, Amish Andy, I can show you if you haven't seen it already. La 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 la. Oh, gratitude jar, absolutely. It's your responsibility. We will do that. Let me get my postcard handy so I don't forget. Wombat Hole, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much, Moxie, for the lurk. I really appreciate that. Reiko, Sea Turtle. Hey, how's it going, Reiko? It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are following Reiko Dactylus, by the way. For those who don't know, also a science communicator streamer here. Usually on Wednesdays, if I understand correctly. Thank you, Mayor of Canada. But also does speedrunning for nostalgic, mostly I feel like RPGs, it seems like. But go hang out if you're looking for more cool game and science streamers. Thanks for being here, Reiko. Let's see. Zushi, hello. Good to see you. Another great streamer. We have a lot of streamers in chat. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. PBS, yeah, cool. From viewers like you, exactly. If anyone's going to be in Central Florida, they do a Sea Turtle Watch program on Friday and Saturdays. Ooh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I've never really been close to an ocean. I think I've been to the ocean like 3 times in my life. But maybe if I make it into TwitchCon this October, I'll get to be in San Diego, so we'll see. Okay, I think I got to the bottom. Mirror Stepper, hey, thank you so much for that lurk. I appreciate that. And Spicy Jaw, welcome in as well. It's good to see everybody. Okay, so today is World Sea Turtle Day. At least I think that's what it is. It might be international, actually. Sea Turtle Day. Let's check. Yeah, it's today. It's World Sea Turtle Day. So, cool. Let me pull up some references. Thank you, Amaze, for getting those pinned. If anybody wants to draw along, do some studies with me today, you can do that using the pins at the top of chat. I will say it's kind of a mix right now. I didn't have time to organize that folder into, like, I should have broken it apart into sea turtles and land turtles, but anyway, they're all kind of jumbled together. But hopefully everybody knows how to recognize a sea turtle. If not, you'll hopefully soon know how to do that. But we are going to draw some sea turtles. So, gosh, usually I have more time to finish all this stuff, but I was trying really hard to get an announcement post out before stream started, so I had to prioritize that today. So sorry that I'm not ready. As I always say, not a pro. I got here as early as I could this morning, but I did also have to let the chickens out. And they are doing well, by the way. They're all still kicking. They're getting big. They're starting to look like almost adult chickens already, which is kind of crazy. Okay, let's see. Lines. Let's make our little art gym. So for anybody who has not been to the art gym before, it's basically a study session, accountability session for anybody who wants to join in. People of all skill levels are welcome. We just kind of talk about how to study versus copy and how to like really learn from what you're drawing from instead of just focusing on like I guess exactly replicating an image. I always try to reinforce that it is always more helpful to draw from actual observation than it's going to be from drawing from like flat two-dimensional references like we're about to, but you can still learn from those things. You just have to make sure you're being intentional as you do studies, especially as you're doing them from two-dimensional references. So we talk a little bit about that too. But yeah, welcome in. If you want to join in, we have an art gym section of the I can't talk. Sorry. Discord. We have an art gym section. Feel free to post your studies in there. As long as it's something that's drawn from reference or some kind of foundational study, it is welcome in the art gym. Anything that's drawn from imagination really belongs in either art share or works in progress share or maybe crit share if you're looking for critique. We try to encourage critique to stay in art share just because sometimes people don't want critique. And please try not to critique anybody's work in any other channel just to make sure people, you know, are being respected if they'd rather just show you their work rather than get your feedback. But The art gym is not really for critique, so I'm not going to be critiquing anybody's studies. We're just going to be talking about studies and just encouraging each other to do studies. That's kind of what this is. That's why we call it the art gym, is because sometimes this is the unfun part of art making, is that we don't want to sit around and do studies. We want to draw from our imagination. We want to draw characters. We want to make our own head worlds come to life. We want to do comics, and that stuff's fun, but this is how you actually like get your skills built up to be able to do that efficiently and effectively. So we're here working out together. Thank you, Maze. Yep, exactly. Okay. So we're going to draw some sea turtles. Here's my little silly sea turtle. This is my schematic sea turtle here. We'll see how this improves as we go. But, yeah. Wow, this is like the worst thing I've ever drawn. I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll talk a little bit. I didn't have time to do a ton of research about different types of sea turtles. I know I'm going to draw probably a green sea turtle and a leatherback sea turtle today. Those are the two I'm the most familiar with. But there's other kinds too. If anyone has a favorite sea turtle, let me know. You gotta work, no worries, Pyro. Thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you anybody for lurking. It really does make a huge difference. Let's do some more upbeat music, shall we? Hey Rushback, welcome in. Oh, is it Mayor of Canada? I did not know that. 71% is solid. Okay, now that we have this set up, I'm gonna grab a skeletal reference and then I will do the drawing animal and the gratitude jar, so don't let me forget, chat. But I just want to get this going so that people who are studying don't feel like they have to wait on me or anything. You never have to draw what I'm drawing, folks. Feel free to draw anything that you want to draw for the art gym. I mean, you don't even have to do a study necessarily, but if you're going to share like on the screen, it does need to be a study. But if anyone just wants to use this time just as like having a drawing buddy, that's also totally fine. It's just a time to come together and have some accountability. But again, if you want to be a part of the share and tell at the end, just post your studies, specifically studies, in the art gym section. And you can always check the pins at the top of that channel for more info. Right, here is a leatherback sea turtle. He's got a lot of fish friends, though. Do I want to use that picture? I do like that picture, but he does have a lot of things in the way. Also, let me know if my stream is, like, being weird or flickery. I've been having some issues. Oh wait, here's a Sea Turtles of the World picture. That's helpful. I wonder why I can't pin that. Okay, let's just use this one. Sorry, it's taking me a minute to find a reference that I like. This one looks pretty good. Nice leatherback sea turtle. It's got some little fish friends there. And let's do... Ooh, this is a nice sea turtle skeleton. I like this one. Copy image. We're also going to pin that so you guys can find it too. I'm going to pin it to anatomy as well as to the turtle section. Yeah, not a pro for sure. UC Kid is at work and you've been telling them about the Vaquita. Oh my gosh, Amish Andy, that's amazing. I love that. Thank you so much for telling people about the Vaquita. That's honestly my biggest goal, is that just more people would talk about this animal. And I think spreading awareness and putting it on the front page is hopefully gonna, my hope is that it will help with that. But just having conversations with people in your life. Like, hey, did you know about this cool animal? Kids are honestly such good conservationists. Like, oh, what the heck? How did I do that? That is not what I was trying to do. How do I rotate this image? There we go. Okay, let's do it this way. But yeah, they're so passionate and excited about nature, and I think that they have a very, like, infectious enthusiasm that is really good to cultivate. So thank you so much for sharing that with kids. I don't know why I moved it that way, but we did anyhow. All right, saving. We did it. Let's do the drumming animal really fast. Here's what we're doing today, though, for anybody who wants to. It is World Sea Turtle Day. So if you want to celebrate it with me, feel free. Let's see. Closest you've been to an ocean is in New Jersey. Nice. Do you know when you'll hear back about TwitchCon, asks AJ. I don't. I mean, I think they're going to let us know by July 7th. But that's also another reason why lurking is really helpful right now, because I am applying for TwitchCon, and it's possible that they'll come in and see that there's people here and be like, oh, this is like maybe an artist we should let into TwitchCon. I don't know. I have no idea if that helps at all. But thank you also for helping with that too, everybody. Are you going to get a poll? I have no idea what to make a prediction on. I guess we could do a prediction if a mod is available to start a prediction on how many studies I'll get to. There should be like a default one. But if not, I will get to that in just a second after I do the Draw Me an Animal. But yeah, we can do that. Thank you, Sushi. No, you guys are doing an amazing job, honestly. Like, it's everybody hanging out that is making the push happen. It's all I can do is say that I'm doing this, but it's everybody else helping with it. That's been super awesome. Thank you for whoever started that prediction. And then Storm, hey, how's it going, Kudo? Good to see you. Welcome in. Feel free to predict. I think we have one going for how many studies I'm going to get to. Hopefully I'm not getting trolled. I can't actually see it. Perfect. 2, 3, 4, many more? Cool. Well, we don't have one in there. That's okay. I'll try to do at least one today. Let's see. It's rigged today. Yeah, totally rigged. I agree. Thank you for the hydrate. Is everyone hydrating? Yes, Miss Snow. Oh gosh. Takes me back to my teaching days. Gamera is your favorite turtle? Nice. Let's see. Sam of Cloak, welcome in. Here for the checkmark. I appreciate you, Sam of Cloak. Thank you for dropping in. Seriously, again, thank you everybody who's deciding to lurk today. It means a lot. There might be a symbiosis thing there, Maze. Yeah, I didn't have time to look it up. But yeah, if anybody finds out something cool about sea turtles today, please share with the chat. It's always fun to talk about animals. You do not have a drink, but you have a snack. Good. Which is Gouda. Uh-oh, cheese, eh? I have some cheese, too. Right, there's my energy tea done for the day. Probably didn't need that, but it's better to have more energy than to not, I suppose, during the push. Hey, Good Right Hook, you're here for the turtles. Thanks. Thanks for coming for any reason, folks. And again, thanks to everybody who has shared the links to the stream or kind of like the efforts of what's going on. If anyone just got here and you're on Blue Sky, I posted on Blue Sky. There's social links here. And then I also posted in the stories on Instagram. So I don't know if you can share stories, but if you can, feel free. If not, no worries. But the links to both of those should be right there. Okay. Let's do the Draw Me an Animal. So we had a Draw Me an Animal for a Puffin. Puffin is a good animal. For anyone who hasn't seen the Draw Me an Animal game, it's just a little fun animal game we play every half hour, if people redeem it. Basically, I have to draw an animal from memory or imagination just based on the name and based on the person who submitted the request. So if you know what this animal looks like, no hints in chat. There it is. Thank you, Amaze. But I feel like I know what a puffin is. I just don't know if I've actually drawn one before. So I'm going to have 5 minutes to draw this, and then we're going to learn about it together. So it's 9:31. Let's see. I think they just have, like, I think of them as, like, having really big beaks, right? I feel like there's, like, a little ridge up there, maybe. They're aquatic. They're not penguins. I forget what category of bird they are. But we're going to learn about that. And I just feel like they are cute. This is what I know about puffins. I'm trying to remember if they have like a little head crest or not, but I really can't recall. I'll put just a little bit of a head crest back there, like some little feathers. But I really don't remember. This looks more like a parrot, so I apologize. Oops. Accidentally deleted everything. And they just kind of like, they have like penguin type body shapes, if I recall. And then they're like walking around all cute. I don't know. Guys, I have no idea. I think I made it too parody. How do I make this less parody? Maybe like that? I don't know. How do you draw a puffin? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out shortly. whenever we look it up. Okay. I think they actually fly. They just look like penguins, if I recall. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've looked at puffin. Okay, we're gonna say this is my puffin, and we're gonna color it. I've got 2 minutes left, or some amount of minutes left. I don't know. I think maybe 4 minutes left. 3 minutes now, because I waffled too long. Are those Irrawaddy dolphins? They are. They're supposed to be jumping out of the water, but they kind of look like earthworms. So I drew a lot of water. Because, like, every picture of them has got them in pairs, just, like, jumping out of the water. But I admit that I did not do the best job there. Listen, there's only so much I can do without reference. Okay. I feel like there's something like this, and maybe they have like a white spot by their face and like big orange beaks. So this is gonna be my puffin. Don't know if it's right. I feel like we're about to hear a Japanese love ballad. Can't remember where the orange on their beaks is. Is it here? Or is it here? That looks more right. So I think we're gonna leave it like that. And then we'll do some orange here. And, gosh, I don't know. Maybe a white band on the wing? I feel like there's a white band. I don't know. We're gonna find out, though. Let's see. He's on a rock by the ocean. Ocean. There we go. Okay. There's my puffin. We'll put a little bit of, they're in, like, snowy climates, I think, sometimes. We'll put a little snow. Well, I don't know. Let's just leave it like this for now. Maybe not snow. Okay, let's look about a puffin. You like my puffin? Thanks. Let's see what they really look like now. So a puffin. Oops, hold on. One sec. We might hear a little bit of stream repetition here. Okay. Puffin. Hey, here's what a puffin looks like, guys. I sorta got the colors right. Sorta. Yeah, I forgot about their little clown eye mark. Okay, do they have a white band on their wings? More importantly. They do, sorta. It's way higher than I drew it. It's also much dimmer than what I drew. Maybe that's just this individual, actually. I don't know. I tried, guys. Tried, but they do fly. I made mine a little too penguin-y. It looks like a penguin with a parrot head. I'm gonna say I got like, I'm gonna say 70%. I did like 70% of this correctly. Let's learn about the puffin, though. If you haven't seen a puffin before, you probably have, actually. But they're not penguins. They just have penguin-like coloration. There's 3 different species of puffin. Very cool. And also, hi, red salamander. How are you? Close enough. Yeah, thanks. This is the part we don't talk about the animal. Yes, yes. When I'm drawing, try not to give extra hints. But now that we're done drawing, feel free. Oh, but it does have crest feathers. At least this one does. So we're going to say that I was totally drawing that one. Here's where they live, up in the Arctic. So they do live in a cold environment. Let's see, what is a tufted puffin? Oh, this one has way more feathers than what I drew. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's so interesting. What an interesting animal. I don't think I've seen a tufted puffin before. Here we go. Here's the types. We have a horned puffin, an Atlantic puffin, and a tufted puffin. Well, there we are. I was probably trying to draw this one. This is the one I feel like I've seen. So, yeah. But here's a horned puffin. Look at that big beak shape. Interesting. I really like this guy. It looks like a macaroni penguin. Very, very cool. Well, let's learn a little bit about the puffin, okay? And then we'll get back to drawing. Let's see. There's small auks. Oh, that's right. They're related to auks. That's right. So the giant auk, for those who don't know, is an extinct animal. There's other auks, though. I think I have an auk section in my Pinterest board, actually. That's probably where I put them. Pelagic seabirds, which means oceanic. that feed primarily by diving in the water. They breed in large colonies on coastal cliffs or offshore islands, nesting in crevices among the rocks and burrows in the soil. 2 species are found in North Pacific, while the Atlantic puffin is found in the North Atlantic. Oh, very cool. All species have predominantly black or black and white plumage, a stocky build, and large beaks that get brightly colored during breeding season. Very cool. Oh, they shed the colorful outer parts of the bill after the breeding season. What? I actually didn't know that. Wait, let's look up a puffin shedding. Puffin shed. Beak. Wow. Leaving a smaller bill. You guys look at this. Look at the difference here. That's crazy. I actually had no idea that they sheds like a almost, wow. That's crazy. And here's, sorry, hopefully this doesn't gross anyone out, but here's one shedding its beak. Like, that's crazy. Did anyone else not know this? Is this just like really common puffin knowledge that I had no idea about? Look at that. There's a horned puffin without the colorful part. So the horned puffin was this one. Look how big that beak, that colorful part is. And then it like sheds it. Winter plumage. Wow. That is fascinating. I had no idea. Am I the only one who didn't know that? Please tell me someone else didn't know that. Dracon didn't know that. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. Okay, so a few people didn't know that. Alright, I feel better. So I had no idea. They spend their first few years in the water before they can fly back to shore. I did not know that either. Mine is closer to the tufted puffin. Yeah, we'll say it was a tufted puffin. Well, anyway, if you want to learn more about puffins, we all learned something. Well, some of us learned something new today. Here's a link to that. And here you go. Enjoy. Spicy didn't know either. Camino Tea Time didn't know. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I'm glad I'm not the only one. You surveyed puffins for a while a few years ago. Really, Red Salamander? That's super fascinating. Huh. Well, now we've all learned a little bit about the puffin, and that is how it works for the Draw Me an Animal game. So there you are. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get back to the art gym. Okay. I need to move this over here. Sorry. I did not have everything set up when I started today. Okay. Here we go. Let's do some sea turtle studies. So I'm gonna, oh wait, the gratitude jar. I have my sticky note here. Gratitude jar. What am I grateful for? I got to visit with a lot of friends yesterday. Like hang out with people I haven't seen in a while. And I'm grateful to have Sundays off to be able to do that. For those who don't know, I work 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, between here and my day job. And so I'm really grateful that I'm able to have Sundays off. Because I know a lot of people work 7 days a week, and I would personally die. I can't work 7 days a week. I used to. And thankfully, I've been able to have 1 day off a week for a couple of years now. And I'm hoping it stays that way. So I'm grateful for a good Sunday. I'm going to backdate it to yesterday. Thankful to have Sundays off to spend time with friends. Ooh, somebody is freaking out outside. And out in nature. All right, my handwriting's terrible, but here is my my gratitude jar. So for those who've never been here for this, it's just a helpful reminder of things that I have to be grateful for. What I do is I take this home, I put it in my jar, my gratitude jar. That's the name of the redeem. And at the end of the year, on New Year's Eve, I will pull all these out and look at them. And it's just kind of like a gratitude or thankful practice to help just like stay on the bright side of things. It's very easy to get down, especially if you're having a rough year, and just only remember the negatives. So I really enjoy being able to look back on the positives for the year so that the negatives don't outweigh those. Because I have a lot of things, even though things don't always go the way I want them to, I have a lot of things I can be grateful for, and it's helped me. So thank you for redeeming that, and let's draw some sea turtles. Okay, and there is a prediction going if anybody wants to predict how many studies I will do today. 2, 3, 4, or many more are the options. What's going on here? Oh shoot, okay. How do I get to the redeems? Here they are. Hydrate, we did that. Stretch. Did we do that? Let's stretch. Everybody stretch really quick. Really quick. Or you can stretch really quack, I guess, if you want to. Hydrate, draw me an animal, gratitude jar. Okay, I think I did everything. Woo! We're all caught up. Excellent. So, the reason I start with skeletal studies when I'm doing the art gym is so that I can... Wow, this music is stressing me out a little bit. This is the boss fight music. Is I like to study proportion before I jump into drawing from especially a two-dimensional reference like this right here. Because it's very easy, for those who haven't thought about this maybe in this way, it's very easy to accidentally find yourself copying the implied line when you do studies from two-dimensional reference. Like, I find myself doing this on accident too, so I'm not pointing fingers, like I'm also guilty of this. And so what I try to do is I try to get my brain thinking about form and dimension. It's kind of easy to see that actually with these sea turtles, but you can look at it in a few ways. You can draw shapes, you can study the contour lines. You just want your brain thinking about the object or animal you're drawing as having, you know, 3 dimensions, not 2 dimensions. And when I say 3 versus 2, you know, you have a flat 2-dimensional object that has length and height, right? So you've got these 2 dimensions, but you can't really, there's like implied depth, but there's not, you can't really like measure the depth on a 2-dimensional object. So you have to really think about that as you're doing a study. The purpose of a study, at least if you want to learn to draw more from imagination, is not to copy it. It's to understand it. So that's why it's called a study, not a copy, right? So we're trying to study this. I'm not trying to exactly mimic what I'm seeing. I'm trying to think about like, okay, what does this bone do? Okay, that's the bottom part of the ribs, basically. And this is the top part. For those who don't know, a turtle's shell is actually its ribs. So that's why you see these rib bones, because it's like fused to the top part of the shell, which is also the top part of the spine. So it's a very unique anatomy. And this is specific to sea turtles, right? This type of skeletal, I guess, design. But all turtles and tortoises are going to have a variation of this. So it's still good to just kind of familiarize yourself with like where things are. You were wondering about that on the skeleton, yeah. So if you keep that in mind, it's going to help you think about what you're drawing, right? So when you think about that, you're like, oh, the spine is here along the top underside of the shell. And it helps you to remember the ridges, right? Because those are the ribs. And so everything's kind of fused together. Floating shell ribs, exactly. An Argonaut, ooh, Santroa. I think I know what that is. But we will do that in just a second. I'm going to finish the skeletal study of the turtle, and then we'll get to that. And also welcome in, Santroa. How are you? It's good to see you. You knew it was part of their skeleton. I didn't realize. Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's really interesting. If you go look at some turtle skeletons and look at the underside, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, just keeping stuff like that in mind and learning about what you're drawing first is going to really help you with your studies, because then you're not just guessing as much. That's part of the problem with drawing from two-dimensional references, is because if you don't know the anatomy or the structure of what you're drawing, you're going to end up doing a lot of guesswork and not really learning. So if there's a part of the image you don't understand, I highly recommend going and finding a different angle. So drawing from different angles of the same animal is going to help you fully understand their anatomy. But 2, also looking at skeletons from maybe different angles even there too, so you can understand what's underneath the skin. It's really, really going to help you actually learn. Another thing, you see that turtles have hands. They have the exact same, it looks like a human hand. It's just like angled differently, and the fingers are much longer. But all vertebrates have the same basic skeletal structure. They're just stretched and pulled in different ways. And so keeping those things in mind helps you to think, okay, like what position would the hand be in? So it's like I can take this and be like, okay, well, the wrist comes up here and then the fingers go down here. So what would make sense for the range of movement for this animal? And so thinking about stuff like that as you're drawing, then the shoulders would be up here, right? But that's going to help you kind of understand the reference. So hopefully that makes sense. Here is my skull, and I'm mostly trying to focus on proportion here, but proportion and understanding, I suppose, are the main purposes when I'm doing a skeletal study. If anybody wants to do like a more detailed study, by all means, like don't let me stop you. Oh my gosh, Moose! Moose, you're gonna jinx me. It's also not my birthday. Not even close to my birthday. Paradox Moose, I hope you're well. So glad you could join. You thought the farm chores would take longer. Quartz, are you on a farm? That's cool. You're doing horse studies yesterday and your computer crashed and you lost... No. Quartz, I'm so sorry. That's awful. I hope it's not anything that's causing permanent issues. Hope you're able to figure out why it crashed. I'm so sorry. Ugh, that is so stressful. My computer was crashing every single time I tried to stream from the studio in March, and I had to stop streams for like all of April, basically. Well, after I had to stop studio streams, I could only stream from the apartment in the morning. Man, that was the worst. That was not fun. But all that to say, I feel your pain. It is not a good time. Not a good time when you have tech issues like that. I need a save redeem. I have a save redeem. It's actually not even a redeem. It's just !save. Feel free to remind me to save as many times as you'd like. Okay, there's my skeletal study. Happy unbirthday. Yeah, it's an unbirthday for sure. So let's do a quick Draw Me an Animal. We have another Draw Me an Animal redeem. So again, for anybody who has not seen this game before, we are going to be doing, can you guys see that? An Argonaut. Thank you for the hydrate also, Pioneer. So, we are doing an Argonaut. I think somebody redeemed this actually a few months ago, but it was very distinctive. I think about it a lot still, so I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Argonaut, female specifically. We'll do a female symbol. Boink. Kind of like Pokemon. Can you guys see that? Hold on, are we on screen here? So for those who haven't seen this game before, or if you missed the one we did earlier, it's basically just no hints right now. While I'm drawing, I have 5 minutes to draw what I think this animal is. And then at the end of 5 minutes, we will learn about it. Hey, Christmas Cat! It's good to see you. Sorry, I was trying to say welcome and it's good to see you. And I just said it's welcome. Not everyone's awake right now, so... thank you for coming in. It's good to have you here. I hope hope everyone's Monday is off to a good start. So let's see. I remember that these guys they basically like look like Nautilus, but they're not Nautilus. Sorry, that was dumb. They basically like make an egg sac that like looks like a shell. I can't remember what the egg sac looks like exactly. So I'm going to draw it kind of like a Nautilus shell, but it's like really interesting. And I'm pretty sure it's I think it's a type of octopus. I think. I don't remember. But we're going to learn. We're going to find out. So I'm going to draw what basically looks like a weird Nautilus. But they have like... Okay, hold on. Let's do the ocean first. It's welcome. Thanks, Raga. Yeah, I'm a big old derp, guys. I'm sorry. See, I've learned I just have to own the derp. I can't, pretending like the derp's not happening is a futile effort. I just have to embrace the derp. Okay, we're gonna try and make like a see-through type egg case shell here. Hey, Milky Opie! It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And Tuttle, thank you for lurking as well. You guys, seriously, thank you so much. We're almost an hour in, and we're just about to where we need to be on views, so I really appreciate that. We'll see how it goes today, but for anyone who can lurk, it really does help with the push. And I'll talk about the push a little after the art gym. Or I mean after the Draw Me an Animal. I'm trying to remember what color these guys are. I want to say it was like a... I don't know, like grayish, fleshy color maybe? I have no idea. I don't remember. I just remember their shells were see-through, so we're going to do like a pseudo see-through sort of a... Although maybe they were kind of yellowish too, like they actually have like a more of a structure to them. I don't know. We'll find out. This is probably incorrect, but we'll learn. We'll learn together, and then I'll forget. So it'll be like that. They're rainbows, simple. I don't think that's what they look like, but I guess I could just go to town with color and not worry about it. Color is kind of an extra thing I do when I have time, but I tend to have time because these are such small, quick doodles, so I just add color for fun because there's time. Okay, so the pinned link is a turtle study reference. So if anybody wants to draw sea turtles with me, there are some in that folder to get you started. But anyone is always welcome to draw anything that they'd like for the art gym. As long as it's a study, it's what you can share it in the art gym section of the Discord. And if anyone needs the Discord link, there it is. Feel free to join. It's open to everyone. It's not an exclusive club by any means. Okay. As long as you keep it chill, you are welcome in the Discord. We don't really do drama, so. Let's see. Boink, 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 boink. Pretend those are bubbles. That's definitely what bubbles look like. Let's look up the Argonaut. Argonaut. Hey. Oh, it's a little more colorful than I remember as an animal. Yeah, no drama for sure. Okay, so the animal itself is actually more colorful than I remember. But the shell is kind of like a translucent yellowy color. Here is the Argonaut. So it is like a type, I'm pretty sure it's a type of octopus, yeah. So I got that right. I mean, it doesn't look like an octopus, but I did draw it that way. Oh gosh, I just closed everything on accident. Hold on. I always do that. Anytime I like slightly brush the top of the screen with this when I'm showing you guys stuff, everything just disappears and freaks me out because I always think my computer is crashing. But aren't they cool? These are so cool. Let's learn about them. Let's learn about them. Argonaut animal. Minus AI. You can do that now. Again, finally. So here is the female Argonaut. It basically curls itself up inside this little egg case it makes for itself. So there's the eggs. They're super interesting. They are octopi. I have no idea how you're supposed to say it. But they kind of make these egg cases that sort of make them look like Nautilus. So look at this egg case. Isn't that crazy? They're so pretty. Oh, that's the beak. Oh, but here's some fossilized egg cases of an extinct species of Argonaut, which is pretty cool. So interesting. Here's all the different egg case styles of the 6 different species of Argonaut. I didn't actually realize there were 6. So some of them are pretty pokey. They're all very ornate. I really like that. Oh wait, is this a... Huh. Interesting. Oh my gosh, here's an old picture of some. Anyway, let's learn about them. So they're a group of pelagic, or again, pelagic means oceanic, octopi, or octopuses, it looks like. They're also called paper nautili. Oh, interesting. Paper nautili. Referring to the paper-thin egg case that females secrete. They're only distant relatives of nautili, though. I mean, they're both mollusks, but they're not near each other. We can look at that on the one tree, or one zoom tree of life if you guys want to. The structure lacks gas-filled chambers present in chambered nautilus shells and is not a true cephalopod shell, but rather an evolutionary innovation unique to the genus. It is used as a brood chamber. So they basically make a brood chamber and carry it around with them. Traps surface air to maintain buoyancy. It was once speculated that they did not manufacture their egg cases, but utilized shells like a hermit crab. Experiments by pioneering microbiologist Jean Villepreux Power, I think, in the early 19th century disproved this hypothesis as he successfully reared Argonaut young and observed their shell's development. That's cool. They are found in tropical and subtropical waters worldwide. Very interesting. I wonder if there's a map of where they live that we can look at. Oh man, there's so many. Let's see if we can click the name of one. Maybe this one will have a map. No! I like when there's a map. It sounds like they're just everywhere. But anyway, they're really cool little animals. If you want to learn about them, here is a link. And thank you very much, Santroa, for redeeming that. Okay, I'm going to say I got that one. Wait, did I close? Oh no, I didn't. There it is. So thank you, Santroa. I'm going to say I got like 90%. I didn't color it correctly, but I pretty much knew what it was. Very cool creatures if you haven't heard of them before. You were raised watching the movie Jason and the Argonauts? I actually am only loosely familiar with that mythology. Not gonna lie. Yeah, cephalopod, exactly. Also, welcome in, Ogoy. Let's see. Paradox Moose trying to bring some drama. No drama. You guys know that's part of why I'm afraid of the Twitch front page, right? is I'm just afraid of attracting like general Twitch population. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully those folks won't be interested in the Vikita. I don't know. May need to recruit temporary mods that day. We'll find out. We'll think about that later. Oh, hey, nice shell emote there, Miss Art Rules. Okay, so that was the Draw Me Animal game. I did it. Let's get back to the studies. So I'm gonna do, actually, before I do this leatherback sea turtle, let's do, since this I think is actually a green sea turtle skeleton, let's actually do a green sea turtle before I hop into this guy. Just because that's the one I just studied. And sorry I didn't have time to like sort out my folder a little bit more before doing this art gem today. It's just one of those things. Wish I would have had time. Had to prioritize other things. Oh, and the push. I'm so sorry. I said I would talk about the push after we did the Draw Me an Animal. So real quick, if anybody is just wandering in here and you're like, what's going on? What is a push? What does that mean in the title? Like, what are you talking about, partner? Day 9 of partner push. So here is actually an image I did this morning. Well, actually, this one probably still explains it a little better. Oops. Oh gosh, why is that way over there? But yeah, I'm partner pushing. So in order to partner, you have to be an average of 75 viewers per stream for basically 16 streams. I'm on day 9 of 16. So this whole month is basically the push month. If you want to support the push, thank you, Miss Art Rules. There is a link. Let me check that link. Does that link work? It's actually a link to the new post I made this morning on Blue Sky. So if anybody wants to share that, here's what it looks like. It's basically an update saying I'm halfway. I just scribbled it out this morning. It's not my best work, but if anybody wants to share it, it's kind of like giving a little more details. I basically need 8 more days of hitting that viewer average to be able to apply by July 1st for partner. It takes a couple of weeks for applications to go through, so we kind of have to like maintain those numbers for a little bit after I apply. At least get close, I think, but you need at least 16 days of averaging 75 basically. And the whole reason I'm doing it is to get this animal right here, the Vikita, on the front page of Twitch, because I wasn't really going to push for partner, but I decided if I want to get Save the Vikita Day on the front page of Twitch, you have to be partner, or basically really helps to be partner to get accepted for that. So this is why I'm pushing. You can check out my Discord, or here's my schedule if anybody needs that. But thanks again, just one more time, to everybody who's been helping with this for the past couple of weeks. My mods, people who are lurking, people who are sharing my stream with other people, or making note on their calendar of like when to come tune in, and people who get here early, and people who've raided in or suggested me for a raid target. Raids do count now for the viewer numbers, which is super helpful. So anyway, that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing it. And thanks to everybody for being here. It really means a lot. Okay, let me close all this stuff. And thanks to everybody who shared that post on Blue Sky. Appreciate that. Okay, we are moving on to the next study. Close. Paradox Moose. Paradox Moose, are you trying to jinx me or something? Why do you keep saying congrats on partner? We are not, there's no guarantee. Like they may not accept me. Like it's very possible that they'll say, hey, like you need to go a little longer. Oops, that is not what I was trying to do. Or like you're not pro enough. Obviously. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll let you guys know. But so far it seems like the push is going well. We just have this is the part where I'm feeling like it's going to start flagging after a while. You know, people's stamina for the push will start to wane, or people will forget. Kind of the initial hype is over. So they didn't accept the CEO when he applied the first time. Really? No way. Was he the CEO then? You've shared my stream on Facebook. Oh, thank you, Moxie. That's really kind. Seriously. I know a few people have mentioned they've shared my stream link around in Discords and on other social media. It means a lot. It really does help. Raga, it's not my birthday, no. Please ignore Paradox Moose. It is not my birthday. I think Moose is hoping that when it is my birthday, I will say thanks. What Moose doesn't know is I'm pretty shy about my birthday. I don't want people to feel obligated to do anything special. So I don't usually put my birthday out there. There's a few people who know my birthday, but it's also not even in this month. Was the CEO, didn't say anything to staff, applied and got rejected. No way, Lodman. That's funny. Also, welcome in, Loden. So we should do something special. No, you guys just being here is special enough, honestly. Thank you to everybody who's hanging out and lurking. That really means a lot. Used to keep your birthday under lock and key, but people kept getting mad at me about it. I'm starting to get that vibe, Cup of Joe. I'm being threatened. How are you, Joe? You'll bake me a cake? Oh, that is tempting. That is tempting, Paradox Moose. I already told you guys, my birthday's in July. And some of you have gotten close to the guess. And I'm not, that's as much detail as I have out there. I just feel weird about it, you know? Like, I already feel weird pushing and being like, hey guys, come hang out with me. Like, will you please hang out with me? And for me, like, birthdays sort of feel like that. It's like, hey, do special stuff for me. I don't know. I just don't like, for me, it feels self-aggrandizing. And I don't really like doing that. But we'll see. I'm also easily peer pressured, unfortunately. A couple of my mods know my birthday. Birthday month, no. Please, it's fine. Every day is Casey's birthday. No, already gone. Oh my gosh. We'll talk about it later. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. Oh, it's on shrimp time. Thank you, Miss Art Rules. Yes, we are in an ad. Everybody feel free to unshrimp yourselves when we're in ads, basically. It is like this. There it is. Is that my ad thing? People who know, oh no, Cup of Joe. Yeah, sorry, auto mode, gotcha. But you're good. I mean, that's funny. I mean, I don't want people to get mad at me. That's fair. That's fair. And I understand that it's not that I understand wanting to do nice things for people on their birthday. I've just never been a big birthday celebrator. Like, outside of when I was a kid in school, like, I would just have, like, sleepovers with my close friends on my birthday, and that was really what I wanted, just to hang out with my friends. So I'll be doing that. Anyway, so it's fine. Let's see. A very Marianne birthday. Well, thanks. You know my birthday? No, it's not today. It's not today, Raga. No. I've already told you guys, it's in July. It's not July yet. It would be cool. It would be cool though if I got partnered in time for my birthday. I'll tell you that's a possibility. Okay, that's the only hint I'm gonna give you guys. And sorry I gave it during ads. But anyway, if you can hear the sound of my voice, this is your friendly reminder to unshrimp. Okay. So it'll be a partner maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you what. If they partner me on my birthday, I promise I will tell you. Is that fair? Is that fair, chat? I'll tell you that it's my birthday if it happens on my birthday. But if you can hear the sound of my voice, feel free to stretch. You're gonna unshrimp yourself, excuse me, and arch your back. So basically go from like a hunched position to like over correction and hold that for about 20 to 45 seconds. I like to push my shoulder blades together while I arch my back and just kind of push my neck back too. This can or even do some neck rolls. This can really help with tech neck and keeping those muscles strong in your neck. The 1st and 32nd of July. I did not say that. 32nd of July. What does that even mean? Everybody who's in ads right now is gonna think that I don't know how months work. Paradox Moose. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey Dali, how are you? And thank you, by the way, everybody, for Cup of Joe and Dali and Christmas Cat and Artie Gob and Troa and Raga and everybody for lurking. I do appreciate it. But after you've pushed your shoulder blades together, guys, you can unarch your back. So you're just gonna go from this to this to this, essentially. But thank you guys for hanging out. We are, it looks like, at that required number right now. So if we can just hold it for about an hour, I think we should be okay. Of course, going over 75 is helpful because it took us an hour to get to that number. So any amount we go over that will help with the averages. But we'll see. We also have this afternoon stream. So even if we don't hit it this morning, hopefully we'll hit it this afternoon and like way over it, and then that will average it. If we don't hit that average for today, then it means today won't count for the partner push, which I'm totally anticipating having some days like that, especially as the push keeps going. So, but thank you to everybody who is helping by lurking. We'll see how the rest of it goes. My birthday was on a leap month. No, what are you talking about? Happy to be here. One day I'll be able to get down. Yeah, no worries. I thank you for anyone who's lurking at work. I'm presuming that's what's going on, but I appreciate the support, Joe. Also, did you guys know that Cup of Joe and I are thinking about doing a collab stream sometime when Joe's life is less crazy. But you guys should go follow Cup of Joe if you aren't already. There's a lot of awesome streamers in chat that you should all be following. I always say very unhelpfully, I'm sure, that everybody should just follow everybody. But no, really, though. No, really, though. There's a lot of cool people in chat. And I appreciate y'all hanging out here. Spending some of your bandwidth here is really nice. But make sure that you follow Cup of Joe. Hopefully it'll be a good time. Hopefully I can learn how to do some pixel art. I've tried a couple of times and failed. Joe had to tell me what anti-aliasing meant. I literally have been doing digital art since I was 14. Was when I first got my tablet. Had no idea. Like, I've seen that term around, but I was like, I don't actually think I've ever looked into what that means. So, yeah. Anyway. I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn. Don't judge me. Joe is like a real pixel art pro. Yeah, I had no idea. I just was like, oh, it's just a digital art term. I don't know. Who cares? I'm going to draw this picture of fan art or whatever that I was working on at 14. Probably Dragon Ball Z fan art. Like 9 out of 10, it was definitely a fan art of some kind. It was either Disney fan art or DBZ fan art. So. You've been scheming and planning. Yeah, Joe has been putting in the work, which I don't know how because Joe already does so much. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. Yeah. Hey, Jason Enos, it's good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. Gonna join, but today might be the fart gym. Oh, you haven't slept? Dally, we are on the no sleep train together. Ugh, man. I feel that. I feel that for sure. Man, thank you all for lurking so much. Once again, for anyone who's just popping by. We're doing a partner push. I'm trying to do it for the Vegeta. And if you want free Vegeta emotes, I haven't talked about that today. You can get free Vegeta emotes over there at my Ko-fi. So feel free to use those. It's the ones you see in chat. If anyone has them, feel free to use them. But yeah, it's you can download those and put them in your own Twitch, in your own Discord, in your own Gilded server, anywhere that you're allowed to upload little emotes. Feel free. If you're able to credit me, that's all I ask. I know some platforms let you and some don't, but like on Twitch, if you're able to credit me, that would be great. Other than that, they're free. Oh, today's your interview. Dally, that's awesome. Good luck. I hope it goes well. It sounds like it'd be a good job from what I understand for you. Oh, I'm breaking my own rule right now. I'm totally doing the focusing on the outline instead of the structure. Should not be doing that. Bad habit, Casey. That's what we're up to today. Let us know, Dolly, and you know what? No matter how it goes, you're still awesome. Either way. So there. I said it. Alright, I kind of want to do a little painty study of this. I really love the, like, scaling texture that you see on these types of sea turtles. It's really, really pretty. No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, just like those. Just like the ones that AJ just used. Those are the free ones you can get over at Ko-fi if you want them. I love how green sea turtles look like they're judging you. Have you guys ever thought that about their eyes? They just look, they're very expressive. They're like wise old man eyes, but like, I don't know. A little bit judgy also. Maybe it's just this angle. Maybe they don't always look like that. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Does this music make anyone else want to play Tetris? Or is that just me? 100%. You see it too? Yeah. Okay. A little bit more of a line study than I was thinking about doing. I really want to do all these textures, but I don't know if I have time. You're gonna be such a nerd freak about this. That last track, I'm almost convinced it used the same sound chip as TMNT, honestly. It might have, honestly. I don't know if you've heard me talk about these tracks in particular, Joe, but they are versions of a soundtrack from a game that I used to play as a kid called Geomcube. It was basically 3D Tetris. And I thought for the low budget nature of the game, it was like an old PS1 game. But it came in one of those really big tall boxes instead of the little tiny case. It was a very early PS1 game. And I feel like they went really hard on the soundtrack for it being just like a very generic, like, dollar bin game. You have an arcade cabinet that plays TMNT on a set. Oh, really? That's cool. Hey, Craig, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. Means the world, honestly. And again, if anybody wants to help by lurking, just let the tab and the video play. You can lower the volume if you don't want to listen to me ramble about sea turtles. But as long as you just leave it up for, however long you can. I understand if like you're on a device where you don't want to drain the battery. But, if you're able to lurk, it means a lot and does help. Geomcube, it's super fun. Oh my gosh, they have these, if you fight the computer, you have these very goofy, they almost look like reject JRPG characters that you can like fight against, and they have different play styles. I'm kind of thinking about maybe like in celebration if we do make partner, like doing a little, because it takes like 30 minutes to beat the game, and I have a PS3 that I can play it on, so I could like hook it up maybe. So I might do it just to show you guys these goofy these goofy characters. Yeah, we might. But like, listen to this music. It's like pretty good, I feel like. At least, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's pretty solid for what a cheap game it was. Okay, I don't have time to do all these scales, unfortunately, so we're just going to leave this halfway done. I want to draw this leather back now. I'm going to do more shape-focused here. Yeah, I feel like it's good, right? Last couple tracks. Yeah, I mean, if you guys look up here, just look up Geomcube OST. You'll find it. And if you happen to see any of the enemies anywhere, they are so silly. I played it. I remember I had like a whole summer as a kid that I played that game, trying to beat all the big bosses. And it took me a while to get good enough to do it. But now it's like muscle memory. I pulled it out the other day just to test my PS3 that it's not mine. My little brother lent it to me because he's not using it. But I was like, oh yeah, you can play PS1 games on this. I wonder if Geomcube will work. And it did. And I played it. And I beat it in like half an hour. And I was like, wow, that took me so long as a kid. I remember struggling and getting so frustrated. It's a fun game. If you like Tetris. Green sea turtles are a conservation success story. Oh yeah, they are. In the last 10 years. Have been removed from the endangered species list. Heck yes. Claps in the chat. Green sea turtles are no longer considered endangered. Awareness, education, and conservation can work. It absolutely can. I mean, there's like so many conservation success stories out there. I'm hoping the vaquita can be one of them. But like you said, awareness goes a long way. So hopefully we can get people aware about the vaquita. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Pandas are slowly working their way off the list. Yeah, there's a lot of animals getting off the... I mean, for those in America, the bald eagle was endangered for a while until it was brought back. So even like the symbol of our nation almost went extinct. And there's been a lot of success stories. There was a big push, obviously, in the 60s and 70s toward conservation and awareness. And I know there's a lot going on in the world today, but I feel like conservation of species is something that is largely... Like, most humans don't want to see animals go extinct. Very few humans are like, yeah, kill them all. Like, I don't think... It tends to be one of those things that we can all sort of rally behind and get together on. And so that's part of why I want to focus on it. But also just, like, the minute you see a vaquita, I've never heard anybody go like, oh, I hate that animal. Like when you see what a vaquita porpoise looks like, most people are just like, well, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I definitely don't want that to die. So hopefully it's something that we can help educate just Twitch at large about, and maybe get some more people interested in helping. You never know. You never know who's watching, you know? Maybe some folks will be watching who live near the vaquita's range and can like get involved in some local efforts. I actually need to, you know, once I'm done doing the push, I'm going to start doing some like reaching out to scientists and conservationists who are actually on the ground, like working with these animals and working in those regions and trying to get more information about like what's going on and how we can get involved. I'm already partnering with porpoise.org for this. They actually also run Marine Mammal Rescue, for those who don't know. I don't know if anyone else watches that channel. It's a really nice background stream that shows. Right now they're showing clips of their otters, but they do go live, or at least used to in the past. I think they have plans to, but right now it's oh my gosh, Kels! welcome in Kels Bells. Thank you so much for that raid. Holy cow, I appreciate that so much. We are doing sea turtle studies. Happy World Sea Turtle Day, by the way. We're here at the art gym. Thank you for spreading your love and kindness here. I super appreciate that. My name is Casey. For anyone who hasn't been here before, I am pushing for partner, and you guys are helping by rating in. If anybody wants to lurk to help get those averages up so that the end of stream will count toward the push, that'd be super, super helpful. So to lurk, for those you guys probably know, you guys just pushed Kels to partner. Kels is a very recent new partner here on Twitch. But if you want to help, you can lurk, and you can also spread my post around on socials. There's one on Blue Sky. Thank you, Zadrian, for that follow. Let me scroll up and say hi. And Kels, if there's anything you want to share, what were you working on today? How did your stream go? Smikes, welcome in. Kels, of course, welcome in. JC the Trash Panda, hey. Red Pandy Parda? Is that how you say it? No, I read that wrong. Well, either way, welcome in. Just TK, welcome in. Unstable, welcome in. She Who Geeks, a lot of names I recognize. Welcome in, everybody. Ghost Glass, and of course, Zadrian, welcome in. And Sneaky Quackers, that is the cutest name ever. Yeah, it's World Sea Turtle Day, so we were kind of talking about how sea turtles, you came in right as we were talking about conservation, actually. The green sea turtle is actually being taken off the list, it sounds like, or has been, because of conservation efforts. And there's a lot of animals that have that story. And for those who don't know, I am trying to spread awareness about the most endangered marine mammal that you've never heard of. It's called the vaquita. Most people have never heard of this little porpoise. It looks like this. It is very cute, in my opinion. And there's fewer than 20 of them left in the wild. And so my hope is to get to do like a big Save the Vaquita Day stream and get that on the front page of Twitch. And that's the reason I'm pushing, because in order to get on the front page, you have to be, well, you don't have to be, but you basically have to be partnered, because it's very hard to get on there if you're not. So thank you for anyone who's willing to help me reach this goal. There's actually some update on this. So it's not going to be on September 7th. I've gotten word that it is on October 4th. I did not know that when I made this. That was last year, it was September 7th. But this year it's going to be October 4th, which is good because it gives me a little extra time. But it's also like, I don't want this to drag out either. So if you guys want to lurk and just help me hit partner, we're actually over halfway there. We're on day 9 of 16 of needing to hit that 75 viewer average. So if anybody wants to help by lurking, so far every single day we've pushed, we've hit that goal. I'm anticipating there being some days we don't, but if anybody wants to help get me there as soon as possible, if I can keep the average this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then I think by July 1st, I should be able to apply. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much for coming in and for helping out. You have a sea turtle tracking bracelet for a turtle named Little Mango. Aw, that's super cute. I love that, Ghost. That's awesome. Let's see. You were raising money for knitted knockers and making. Oh, that's cool. If you have anything you want to share that's work safe, feel free to drop a link, Kels, if you'd like to. And in the meantime, I can introduce myself to the raiders. Anyone who doesn't know me, like I said, my name is Casey. Thank you again for anyone who chooses to lurk. If you're not able to, I understand, but if you'd like to help, it would be a huge help to just hang out. You can lower the volume of the stream, but just let the video play, basically. But here's what I tend to do. I am a digital illustrator primarily. I also do some sculpting, and I'll show you guys that here in a minute. But most of the time when you come on here, you'll see me working on digital paintings like this. I am trying to get into kidlit, kind of like middle grade sort of scene. So if you are hanging out, just be aware I am a work safe art streamer, but typically you'll see this kind of stuff. I mostly do creatures. I'm trying to get better at like incorporating more people into my illustrations, and a little more like just more like vibrant storytelling is kind of my focus this year. So here's some recent pieces I've added. I also have applied to TwitchCon, so thank you for hanging out for that too. Who knows, maybe people hanging out for the push will influence their decision in early July about whether or not I get into TwitchCon. I've never been to TwitchCon. I've never been to California. It'd be really cool to get to go in October. If anyone is going or knows somebody who's going, especially if you're an artist, let me know. I'd love tips. I've never done a show outside of state. I actually haven't really done conventions until this year, since 2019, so I'm sort of getting back into it. But I did one in March that went really well, so I'm hoping I'm hoping it goes well this fall at TwitchCon. But this is the kind of stuff that I do. So welcome to my stream. I also do comics and stickers. Like here's some dinosaur stickers I made for Dinovember. Right now we're doing this thing called the Art Gym, which is where we do a study session together, Monday through Wednesday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, from about 9 to 11. I'll do studies of various topics, and then we'll do a show and tell at the end. So if anyone is an artist, or if you'd like to develop a drawing skill, feel free to draw with us. You can share any studies or like practice work that you do, as long as it's drawn from reference, or it's like a foundational practice, like say you're practicing like drawing boxes or doing value studies or like some kind of like art foundations sort of a thing. The whole point of the Art Gym is to, you know, have an accountability session to do like the less fun part of art, which is practice, basically. But there's my Discord if anyone needs it, and here is my socials. And I see a link from Kels, so let's look at that. Oh, a link to the organization. Okay, cool. Well, if you have any art you want to share, it's all safe for work. Perfect. Let's check it out. Okay. I was trying to see if there's any art on here, but yeah, if you want to share art, feel free. Here's the link that that Kels just shared. Hey, nice job on getting close to your fundraising goal. That's awesome, Kels. Congrats. Are you gonna be raising money for this a little bit longer too? So it's basically a breast cancer treatment campaign. So knitted. So you're just knitting for this cause, I suppose. Very cool. I love this. And look at all of these donors. I don't know if anyone wants to be like on stream, so maybe I won't show that. But here you can read about this on Tiltify. Thank you I didn't know about this organization. Kels, thank you so much for coming on in and sharing that. And like I said, if you have any, oh, today's the last day. Okay, guys. Well, if you want to help Kels reach their goal, we're close, it looks like. So feel free to click that link. Here it is again in the chat if anybody wants to check it out. Folks, click away. But yeah, well, oh, and I also told you guys I'd show you my sculptures. We actually sculpt on the last stream of the month, so next Wednesday, I think, or no, next Monday. No, 2 Mondays from now. Sorry, the 30th. The 30th is when we'll be doing a sculpture stream. But here is a sculpture of a vaquita that I made during Save the Vaquita Day last year. I actually made this as a reward on stream while we were fundraising ourselves for the vaquita porpoise. It's a little model of a vaquita, and then because we hit a fundraising goal, I also made a baby. So these are actually going to go up on Ko-fi at some point, the little baby and the mom. And if you wanna keep an eye on the Ko-fi, it's !Ko-fi. You can also get some free vaquita emotes, the ones that you see or maybe saw in chat. Those are free for you to use. Yeah, but I do other things too. Like here's like a dragony creature sculpt. Here's a sculpture. It's actually getting boxed up and shipped today, so this might be the last time you guys see Harvey Dent, my favorite dinosaur, Parasaurolophus. Sold over on Ko-fi last week, so I'll be shipping this off to his new home today, probably. Today, well, probably boxing him up today, and then shipping him tomorrow. So anyway, I do sculpting. Sculpting's fun. I haven't decided yet if this one's going to go on Ko-fi. I'm a little worried about this tail getting damaged in shipping. But we'll see. I mean, it's pretty stable. I wonder if I just wrap it really well, if it'll be okay. We'll see. That one may or may not end up on Ko-fi. That one might end up... yeah, that one might end up only being in-person sales. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, that's what I do. Harvey has been adopted. Yes, Harvey has been adopted. Your friend just said they look like chibi dolphins. Yeah, they do. Are you talking about the vaquita? Yeah. The vaquita is adorable. If anybody wants to see a picture of a vaquita, you can look them up, but just be warned, there are some pretty sad pictures on the internet about vaquita because most of the pictures we have of them are post-mortem. They're just really, really rare. But this is what the vaquita porpoise looks like. It's a porpoise, not a dolphin, even though it's got a dorsal fin. It's still a porpoise. There's certain things that differentiate them from dolphins. I can't remember right now what they are, but yeah. We'll see. There's fewer than 20. They're actually surveying right now to get a total population count. But they're called the panda of the sea because they have this little black eye spot. So this is the animal that we're trying to get on the front page to spread awareness about. So again, thank you to anybody who wants to hang out and help me make that happen. Okay, let's get back to our sea turtle study though here at the art gym. And we are going to be looking at work from those of you in chat. If you're doing studies, we'll be looking at stuff in probably about 20 minutes. So if you want to draw with me, feel free. I always recommend just if you can set a timer maybe and draw for 30 minutes a day from observation, or even, 15 minutes a day, whatever amount of time you have. It really helps to develop a study habit. I need to get better about like sketching out in the wild, like in my sketchbook. I don't often have time at my day job. My day job's pretty high activity most of the time, and so I rarely have a time to sit down depending on where I'm at that day. But there are times when I have started to pull it out more than I used to, and that's because of you guys here at the art gym. Honestly, I've seen so many people showing little sketchbook images that they've been working in, and it just gets me a good reminder that I should be doing that more. You went out with your sketchbook yesterday. Awesome. Oh, hey, Isel, how are you? Turtle skeletons are wild. It's good to see you, Isel. Hope you're doing well. We need more vaquita babies. We do. Yeah. And for anybody who is curious to know more about the vaquita, we have a few little informational things you can look into if you're interested. This one actually, I think, has a video of the conference of the if you want like the most updated information that I have, you can find it at the bottom of that command right there. That link, the Vaquita Day /2024. They still have their video up. It's also on porpoise.org, and I think Marine Mammal Rescue also has it still. They both have accounts here on Twitch. Feel free to follow them. And I think that video of the Vaquita Day panel, basically, from all the scientists working with them around the world, is on that video. So if you want to put something on in the background and learn about the vaquita today, that would be a great video to watch. If you watch all the way to the end, you'll even see a little spot where I got a little, like 5 minutes at the end to talk about the stream that we did last year, which was pretty cool. I don't know if I'll get to do that again this year, but I have talked to porpoise.org and they are interested in partnering again for a fundraiser. So I'll keep you guys posted. But if you're concerned that they're not worth saving, they are. They're actually resistant to genetic bottlenecking. So even though the numbers are really low, they can make a comeback. We just have to prevent more from dying. And actually, babies have been spotted in recent surveys, so they are still reproducing. So we just need to keep the population alive and keep them from dying. So if you want to learn more, click that video link, or read that article about the genetic bottlenecking and the studies that were done on some DNA that we were able to get from a female. Okay. Anyway, And unfortunately, they are not in a captive breeding program. They have tried to capture some for captive breeding, and then unfortunately, the ones they captured passed away. So because the numbers are so small, they're just like, we can't afford to let any more die. It's awful that unfortunately we were trying to help, but we actually harmed the population by trying to start a captive breeding program. So we're not doing that right now. Unless their numbers get higher, I don't think there are any plans to try again to capture any for breeding purposes, because we just don't want any more to get stressed and die, because that's pretty much what happened. Turtle skeletons it does kind of look like a spaceship. You're right. Yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah, if you want to share, if you did any studies, we'd love to see them for sure. Porpoises are not true dolphins. They're adjacent. Yes, yeah. They're part of the same group of animals, exactly, red salamander. So they're all cetaceans. So cetacea is the name for like whales, porpoises, and dolphins as a group. So they are relatives, but porpoises and dolphins kind of branch away from each other on the family tree, even though they look very similar. They're not the same thing. Although some of them can interbreed, which is interesting. Well, actually, I don't know if that's true for porpoises. Feel free to correct me on that. Maybe they can't. I know that some very distant species of whales and dolphins can interbreed, but porpoises might be further away than whales and dolphins. I don't know, actually. Does anyone know of a porpoise hybrid? Like a cetacean hybrid between a porpoise? I know they exist between like false killer whales and bottlenose dolphins. They call them whalfins, I think. I know those exist. I need to look into more stuff. Now I want to know. Does this happen? You thought dolphins were porpoises. Yeah, a lot of people think that they're the same thing, but they're not. Yeah, they're totally different. But you're right about the wholphins, yeah. I know whales and dolphins, some of them can hybridize, depending on how close they are on the tree. Yeah, don't know about porpoises, and now that we're talking about them. I do know that a lot of porpoises are critically endangered or endangered, so it might just be that they don't have, I don't know, like, a lot of those populations are pretty isolated. Like, I don't think the vaquita is even in the same range as any whales. Maybe humpbacks. I don't know if humpbacks go into the Sea of Cortez, but that would be, they're obviously way too distantly related to crossbreed. And also, like, the size differences. Definitely not gonna work. Sketchbook stays a secret. No worries, Craig. No worries. I understand that. I understand that. I'm trying to remember that. I know the Sea of Cortez, they call it the aquarium of the ocean. And that could be some marketing, but apparently it's like there's a lot of really unique and diverse species in the Gulf of California, aka the Sea of Cortez. So, I think there may be some whales that go in there, but I don't know how many or where. I do know that the vaquita, so like for those who don't know, the Sea of Cortez is basically by the Baja Peninsula. So it's like here's that the Baja Peninsula, and then like there's Mexico, here's California up here. This right here is the Sea of Cortez. This little body of water right here is the Sea of Cortez, and vaquita live up here in this little upper corner. That's the only place they exist in the world, and there's fewer than 20, which is sad. But anyway, feel free to look it up. Interesting little guys. Not sure how many whales are up in that little corner. A vaquita-sized humpback. Like a little tiny one? That would be so funny. Be like a baby that never grew up. Bird, thank you so much for that follow. I super appreciate that. You worked there for 1 year. Did you? Did you ever see a vaquita, Neilf? What part? Were you in the northern part where the vaquita are? Or were you further south? Or what were you? Can I ask about what you were looking at? What were you studying? That's so cool, Neilf. Pokemon levels of interbreeding, yeah. Yeah, would be sus, for sure. You stuck all the cat stickers on it. That's awesome. I'm glad they got to you, Craig. Very cool. Very cool. Hydrate, thank you. 13 years. Oh, 13 years. Wow, that is a long time. Yeah, I would love to know more about what you studied and what you were involved in. Were you working with turtles or fish or marine mammals? Super fascinating. Okay, and thanks again everybody for lurking. It really helps. My voice is not gonna survive to this afternoon, I can already tell. You saw vaquita once! You worked on an ecotourism ship! Niels, that's so cool! That's so cool. You probably saw them when they were more populous. I know about 10 years ago we had like 200 left. So they've really rapidly declined. It wasn't until Mexico started enforcing the ban on the illegal fishing nets there, at least in their corner of the Sea of Cortez. I think we need to expand those protections, though. So I'm really curious to find out. Neilf, actually, if you know any people out there still that you could get me in contact with, if that's not too much trouble, I'd be really interested. I have a lot of questions, and I want to know how best the public can help. Like what kinds of things need awareness, like what kinds of local education programs maybe we can raise money for. Like, I'm really interested in helping in whatever most practical way that we can when we do a fundraiser this fall on the front page. So, yeah, I'd be super interested if you know anybody still out there. No worries if you don't, or if anybody knows somebody out there in the Sea of Cortez, especially working with marine mammal conservation. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, a lot of porpoises are highly endangered. So if you like porpoises, dolphins, cetaceans, porpoises really, really need our help. I know that the harbor porpoise is in trouble. I think the Dall's porpoise is in trouble. There's quite a few that just really need some assistance. So we are going to be working with porpoise.org, but it'd also be really cool to find an organization that's really focusing on the vaquita specifically as well. I know Sea Shepherd is out there, but I don't really have any contacts with them. I might try just reaching out on Instagram, but I don't know if that's the best way. A Bobolink. Oh my gosh, I feel like I should know what this is. I almost feel like we've had this one before, but I don't know what it is at all. Bobolink. Shoot. What are you? So we have a Draw Me an Animal redeem, folks. So if you haven't been here for a Draw Me an Animal game, it's something that we do, we can do every half hour if people want to. Basically, we will pause whatever I'm doing and draw for 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes to draw what I think the animal looks like. That has been suggested. Bobolink. I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's a bird. Oh, I put Bobolink. Nope, that is a... There, Bobolink. I don't know, though. What is a Bobolink? Feel free to look it up on your own, chat. Just don't give me any hints. There's the rules in chat if you need them. Thanks, Easel. Yeah, shoot. I have 5 minutes to draw it. It is 10:39. I guess I'll just draw a bird. I just don't know what kind. I know Easel tends to request, like, waterfowl. So maybe it's a water bird of some kind. I'm gonna make it look a little bit seabirdish. This just looks like a seagull. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what a bobolink is, guys, but I have 5 minutes to pretend I know what I'm drawing. So, let's make it less seagull-y, shall we? Maybe like a weird sea pigeon. He's confused. He's as confused as I am. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a bird of some kind. I don't know anything about what I'm drawing, so let's just make up colors. Maybe some brown? Let's do brown. I like a brown bird. I feel like lots of birds are brown. It's probably not brown. It's probably like bright blue. Nope, no idea. Just drawing a generic brown bird, guys. I'm so sorry. I do not know what this animal is. It's probably not even a bird. It's probably something totally unrelated to a bird, but that's what we're going with. Just for fun, let's do like a bright red eye line. I like that. I like an eye line in a bird. Maybe a little red band too, just for funsies. Okay, this is my bobolink. Definitely not a real animal that I'm drawing, so I'm getting this one wrong, I'm sure. But I have no idea. We're gonna find out, though. We're gonna find out. Let's put some water over here. Most birds like water. There's some water for the bird. And some rocks. Birds like rocks. Facts. Birds like rocks, guys. There we go. There's my bobolink. It's confused. It's like, what am I? Don't know. Boink, boink, boink. He says, help. I am wrong. All right, let's learn about it for real. Can you put a French fry down too? Oh, I should have. Yeah, let's do a little French fry on the ground too. Just for fun. Just for fun, French fry. Since it's like a brown seagull, apparently. That does not look like a French fry, but we're gonna pretend it's a French fry, okay? Okay. It's not my... Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna... It was Amaze's birthday, yes. Hey, Jagged, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thanks so much for popping in. You're here right at the end of the Draw Me an Animal game. I had 5 minutes to draw what I think a bobolink is. I have no idea. We're about to find out. Bobolink, what are you? It is a bird. Looks nothing like what I drew, though, but it is a bird. So we're going to say I got like 30% of the way there. Bird. Here's what a bobolink looks like. That's a very funny name. Nothing like what I drew. It's not even brown. Dang it. Let's learn about the bobolink. It does have a very cool feather pattern, though. So, bobolinks, here's where they live. Oh, look, someone's confused. I did draw, whoops. How did that happen? I did draw question marks. So, you know. Oh, this is a female. Looks nothing like the male. But here's what they look like. They are a New England bird. I've never seen these before in my life. I have never lived further east than Dallas-Fort Worth, which is not east at all. So I've never actually lived in this animal's range. It's north and east. So I've never heard of it. Not my fault. It's a New World blackbird, only member of its genus. Well, there we go. An old name for this species is the rice bird, from its tendency to feed on cultivated grains. Well, there you go. Good old rice bird. Bobolink breeds in the summer in the US and Canada, while most of the summer range in the northern US. Winter in the South America. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's what the question marks were about. So they winter down here. Wow, that's cool. It's really far to go. Rapidly declining due to factors such as agricultural intensification and habitat loss. Ugh. They're considered threatened in Canada and are at risk throughout their range. So they're not vulnerable or threatened yet, but in Canada they are considered at risk. Specifically due to agricultural whatever intensification means. I assume that means like more range being lost to agriculture, but I don't know. Very cool. I mean, not cool that they're endangered, but it's a cool animal. No, they're not endangered. Not cool that they're becoming threatened. Yeah, habitat loss is like the major cause of threatened and critical endangering of species. Males have 2 song types, which they will sing both alone and together to make compound sounds. That's cool. Interesting. Males sing both while perched and in flight, but compound songs are more likely during flight. That's really cool. Wow. Well, if you would like to learn more about it, I'm going to copy this. Here you go. Can you listen to their call? Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if they have it in here. Sometimes they have the calls here. Let's go back up just a little bit because I saw an All About Birds link and they will probably have it. Let me turn my silly background music off. See if we can. Oh, here, listen. Perfect. Get ready, folks. This is a bobolink. Is that the compound call? They sound really similar to the blackbirds we have here, actually. Ah! Oh, thank you, Ed Bright. I've never heard of this. It sounds a lot like a red-winged blackbird, which, I mean, they're blackbirds, so. I want to hear the compound call. Flight calls, more likely to be compounds, right? Let's try this one. Ooh. Interesting. Wonder if that sounded like it was 2 birds, maybe. Well, here, I'll link you guys to this too if you want to hear, whoops, more bobolink sounds. Here you go. Very, very cool. Well, that was the Draw Me an Animal game. Good luck on the partner push. Thank you, Jagged. I really appreciate that. Seriously, thank you so much for coming in. We're wrapping up the art gym here in a little bit. If anybody has studies they want to share, remember to post those in the Discord. But thank you for the Draw Me an Animal redeem, Isol. Always fun to learn about a new animal. I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrible at remembering them sometimes. Like, I bet if somebody requests that in 3 months, I will have forgotten. But, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll remember the compound call. That's pretty cool. The fact that you knew the bird, I mean, I didn't really. I got that it was a bird. So here's the thing, Joe. There's like 10,000 bird species. So whenever I don't know a species, I have 3 guesses typically. It's either a bird, a bug, or a fish. Because 1, I know very few of those species comparatively, and 2, there's so many. Like, if you take those 3 species, it makes up like a majority of animal life on the planet. So there's a very good chance that if there's a species I don't know, it's a bird, a bug, or a fish. So it's a little bit of deductive reasoning, but yeah, I'll take your impressed. You know, if you want to be impressed, go for it. But it was, yeah. It's exactly what I drew. Hey, Sleepless, how you doing? It's good to see you. Yeah, totally what I drew. Totally, yeah, it looks exactly the same. You've seen one before, AJ. That's cool. There's a field near you where you see them every year. Oh, that's awesome. You've never seen one? Well, maybe now that you know what they look like, maybe you'll see one. You'll crest it in 3 months. Yeah, honestly, Isla, you probably could, and I'll probably be like, Bobolink. That's a fun name. What is that? Time to find a very obscure mammal. Yeah, do it. Do it. There's definitely plenty of animals I don't know. A lot of times, like, if you use the common name for them, like mountain chicken, I'm not going to get it. I mean, I'm never going to forget what a mountain chicken is now, because that was a very traumatic experience. No, it wasn't that. I mean, I'm still upset, but... But yeah, look up mountain chicken. It's not what you think. It's definitely nothing like what it sounds like in the name. So, yeah. Somebody requested that one time, and I was very upset. It's like, what? To be fair, though, I was more upset that it wasn't what I thought it was, because we actually have an animal here in Colorado that we call a mountain chicken. And I got really excited because I thought somebody in chat also knew of the mountain chicken of Colorado. But no, that's not what they were referring to. Although I did basically draw. I think I did draw what we call a mountain chicken, which is a white-tailed ptarmigan. We call those mountain chickens here, which I think is very funny. Makes me laugh. Oops. You looked it up, your brain hurts. Yeah, it's neither a chicken nor does it live in the mountains. It's very frustratingly named. Intensification means that more are being made. Okay, that's kind of what I figured from context, but thank you for clarifying. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, Moxie, yeah. Let's see. You've heard similar, Craig? Yeah. It sounds like a bird. Raga, thank you. Cookie! Hey, Cookie, how are you? Thank you for dropping in. Trying to survive a headache? I'm sorry, loading in. I hope I'm not making that worse by being a chatterbox. Feel free to turn down the volume. Yeah. That's what you hear at 4 a.m.? Oh no, do you really? Sounds like a Star Wars droid? Yeah. It does. Oh, I'm impressed because I probably would have drawn a dog. I mean, to be fair, Joe, Bobolink does sound like an amazing name for somebody's dog. Question, anybody have a dog named Bobolink? Or, secondary question, are you now considering naming your dog Bobolink? Thoughts? Comments? Let me know in the chat. I would love to see a picture of Bobolink if you have one. Also, I did not realize that leatherback turtles had all these speckles on them. They kind of look like swimming galaxies. Does anyone else get that vibe? Maybe that's just this particular individual, but it kind of looks like a swimming field of stars, which I find extremely pretty. Yeah. You will 100% name one of your future pets Bobolink. Please do. It's a great name. And Doorbuster, Pebble Slayer. Oh, that sounds like it has a story behind it, Isla. It does look like stars. Yeah, it's really pretty. That specific frog apparently tastes like chicken. Yeah, that's why it's called a mountain chicken. But it is funny that it doesn't really live in the mountains. I was annoyed. Hey, Michael Howards. Well, now I think for world building, it would be fun to have characters hear of something with one particular name, so they build it up in their minds and it matches as little as... Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was basically my experience, yeah. Our entire culture is built on lies. What's a mountain chicken here and there? That's true. That's true. But man, I was so misled. So misled. It's a frog, yes. For anyone who hasn't looked up mountain chicken, it is a frog. And it lives in swamps in the plains. Or like in the jungle. Down in the valleys. It does not live in the mountains. It's not a chicken. Yeah, it's World Sea Turtle Day. Happy World Sea Turtle Day. I think I'm caught up on chat. Sorry that I got behind there for a minute. Yeah, I don't know that I would either. Miss Art Rules. Yeah, probably not. Okay, there we are. It's called a chicken from the taste, but why not? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's like a local phrase that's just like anything not in town is up in the mountains, because I guess it is. They live like in a mountainous region of the country, but I don't, or like, I don't know. It's been like over a year since I've looked into it, because that was about when we started the Draw Me an Animal game. But if anyone wants to share why it's called, why the mountain part. Sorry you had a phone call, but porpoise.org is the best for vaquita right now, though WWF has done. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to just look into it a little bit too. But yeah, no, I'm very. I think it's really cool that porpoise.org is here on Twitch as well, so they already have like a base of people interested in this kind of stuff. But if we can just find any boots on the ground efforts through them, I might have to talk to my contact there and just see if I can get more specific details this year about like where the funds will go and like what we are fundraising for, or if we can like specifically fundraise for like certain efforts that directly affect the vaquita. It'd be really cool to know what kinds of things they're funding. I imagine there's a lot of educational stuff they're doing like locally. I don't know if they have any boots on the grounds efforts as far as like out on the water, but they might work with Sea Shepherd. I have no idea. I need to talk to them. So, because the only one I know of is Sea Shepherd, but I'm sure there's other organizations that have boats out there trying to help. I just don't know enough about it. And I don't know if that's, well, yeah, anyway, I just need to do more research. Yeah, I guess so, Michael Howards, yeah. It's like if you called you a desert bear. I mean, yeah, kinda. A turtle without speckles is like a night without stars. Yeah, it's really pretty. I don't think I've ever seen. I don't know, maybe I should look up more leatherback sea turtles and see if they all have this kind of patterning or if it just happens to be this individual. But it's very pretty. A huge problem is enforcement and lack of boats for the enforcement, yeah. I know at least from the Save the Vaquita Day, I guess, seminar that they hosted online last year. If anybody wants to watch that again, here is the seminar link. You can learn about what I learned last year. I got to watch this, thankfully, and be a part of it at the end, actually, which is kind of cool and very unexpected. But from what I understand is they basically have these boats that go out and monitor, but then they also have these hooks, these like sunken hooks, basically, so that even if they're not in that area, like they're like basically all over the vaquita's range, where their protected range. I would love to see them extend that protected range, because there are vaquita outside of the protected range that are trying to make a living, and it would be great to have them there. But basically, anytime somebody tries to run an illegal net, it'll get caught on those hooks and it'll ruin these nets, and they're like $10,000, and it tends to they seem to be working really well. And part of the job of the people who are boots on the ground out there is literally just checking all of those hooks to make sure that they remove any nets that are caught. I think they pulled a few up last year, and that way we prevent any sort of like accidental bycatch, right? Because animals can still get caught in them down there and drown, especially the air breathing ones. So we just want to make sure that we're keeping it all free of those things, which I thought was pretty cool to learn about. And then it sounds like the Mexican government is being really responsive as far as when they report that somebody's out there doing some illegal fishing in that range, that the Mexican Navy comes right out and basically detains them. I think that happened a couple months ago, actually, this year. And I don't know if they're enforcing that outside of the vaquita's range. I think they are, but I need more information probably on that before I start sharing it. But it sounds like that's mostly like what organizations are doing on the ground, is like patrolling the waters, looking for people using illegal netting and reporting what they find and encouraging locals to do the same. Yeah, huge win for sure. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, Neil. It's really interesting. Like I said, that link in the Save the Vaquita command, these are all from last year, so it's vaquita.day/2024. But it's a really, really good seminar, interviewing and listening to a bunch of scientists who are working with these animals and these organizations, like talking about what they've done and what progress they've seen. And I probably need to revisit it to refresh my memory on some of the information. But there's some really cool stuff in there. In fact, I can show you guys one of the hooks if you're interested. I took some screenshots last year because I thought they were really, I'd never heard of this. But here's some updates on like what they did in 22 to install these. And here's what those concrete blocks look like. So basically, they're like these big concrete blocks with double-sided hooks, and they dropped, it looks like, I think they've dropped more since then, but around 200 concrete blocks inside the ZTA, which is the vaquita protected zone, to discourage the gill netting. Following last year's result that vaquitas were outside the CTA, they installed hundreds more. Okay, perfect. So yeah, there's even more than that. And this was, again, in 22, so there may be more. So, I mean, from what I understand, the Navy is working really closely with these organizations. But I want to say... I'm trying to remember what this was. I think this was talking about the survey range. I don't remember exactly. But this is a screenshot from that video that's linked in that command. So it's I feel like it was toward the end, but I thought it was really, really interesting. And he talks a lot about kind of the boots on the ground stuff, which was very cool. Anyway. Yeah. Check it out. Interesting stuff. Very interesting talk. Super helpful. If you want to know more. I really hope we can bring them back. I do too, Isel. They're so cute. And I think that we can. I mean, there's reason to be optimistic. It's not a good situation. Like, don't get me wrong, they are on the brink of extinction. It's pretty much now or never. And the only way anything's going to change is if we spread awareness. Because really, you never know who your information about the vaquita will reach, or anything you share. But you never know when you're going to inspire like a kid or somebody in college maybe to switch gears and join efforts to do things like that. Or somebody who actually has financial resources, who feels like they can help with this and maybe can go find some of these organizations to reach out to and support and offer help. Awareness is such a big part of the battle. So thank you guys for caring. And thank you all who are lurking to help me raise the view count average to hopefully this will be one of the streams that does pass the threshold. I'll let you guys know. But the whole goal, like I've mentioned before, for anyone who's not here, or who wasn't here earlier, the whole goal of my partner push is to be able to get on the front page of Twitch on Save the Vaquita Day. And I'm also thinking about possibly doing some kind of like conservation Vaquita Day themed like raid train situation that day. So let me know if you are interested, or if you're going to be doing any kind of like Vaquita themed artwork or Vaquita themed streams just like on or around October 4th. It is going to be October 4th. I need to update that and get that information out there. But I was told by porpoise.org, they're the ones who host it, and they are doing it on October 4th. So if you have plans to do anything, let me know, especially if you're doing something before Save the Vaquita Day, so we can drum up hype and awareness and hopefully really boost not just the people watching my stream on the front page, but more importantly, boosting people who are like looking at porpoise.org and maybe even attending that online seminar and just like boosting viewership, because I'm sure it would be really encouraging to the scientists if they saw that like hundreds of people were watching those live broadcasts. So a Vaquita raid train would be cool. Yeah, so if anyone's interested, just kind of like keep that in mind. No need to like, sign up. I haven't got to sign up or anything. It's just something I was kind of thinking about. There's a few other conservation streamers and art streamers here on Twitch that I'm going to reach out to and see if they are interested. But yeah, if there's anybody, whether you're whether you do Lego builds or games or art or makers and crafting, if anyone's interested in kind of doing something Vaquita themed that week, let me know. I'd be happy to put together like a little Vaquita week thing and kind of point people in the direction of streams they can go to. And maybe we can do various fundraisers or something. Oh, thanks, Cup and Joe. You are really good at being loud on Twitch, and I appreciate that offer. I'll let you know. Yeah, I'm just kind of putting it out there. Like I said, I don't have anything organized. I don't have time right now to organize something, but just wanted to put it on people's radar early. If anyone thinks they might be interested, maybe start thinking about some things you could do or things you'd like to do on stream. And then let me know if you think you want to do that. I've never organized a raid train before, but I do think it'd be kind of cool to do like a Save the Vaquita Day raid train. I just don't know if I'll be able to organize all of that on top of everything else, so it's just like a low-key idea right now, but we'll see. You think you need to oh yeah, feel free. Artsy thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. And we are about to be in an ad, folks, so I'm gonna pause the doodling once the ads start. I'm almost done with this study. It's just kind of loose and painty. And then we're just gonna stretch. But if you want to support the stream, especially if you want to support the push during the ads, all you gotta do is lurk. This is helpful for any streamer, by the way, not just people who are partner pushing, because it helps with ad revenue. But we just pause and take a drawing break and just do stretches. So like get up and stretch during this time. It's 180 seconds. Go get some snacks, get some water, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. But for the next 180 seconds, that's what we'll be up to. Thank you, Artsy Vin. I appreciate that. yeah, we're doing the art gym right now. It's like a study session. So we pick a topic and we do some studies and then share. We're going to be sharing probably after the ads. So stick around, anybody who wants to see that part. But we're going to stretch while the ads go. So, yeah, exactly. Miss Art Rules, yeah. Yeah, there's the Discord. Thanks for getting that in the chat if anybody wants it. And, yeah. We're trying to push for partner right now, Ven. So we're trying to encourage lurking. My whole goal is to get on the front page for Save the Vaquita Day. So that's what we've been talking about. Or for anybody else who's like, what are you guys chatting about? What's a vaquita? Here's a vaquita. And you can get free emotes here on Ko-fi. Okay, so if you can hear the sound of my voice, we're going to go into our stretch time. The one that I like to start with is the posture stretch. So you basically take your hunched, shrimped position, right? Your shrimped back, and you're going to over-correct by arching your back. So you're going to just like make a C shape, basically. And you're going to push your shoulder blades together and hold. But you're going to hold by flexing those shoulders, basically, for about 20 to 45 seconds. Somewhere in there is supposed to be the most effective time for stretching. If you do it like for a long, long time, it can actually cause cramps. But if you don't do it long enough, it doesn't actually stretch the muscles enough. So don't just like do this and then drop it, but actually hold and like push. Try to pretend like you're pushing your shoulder blades together to make them touch, okay? You shouldn't actually be able to do that, but and obviously don't hurt yourself, but the point is to like really flex those muscles. Quartz, that's a great question. Yeah, after we do the stretch, I'll let you know some of my thoughts on that, but you really don't need mods to start streaming, and we'll talk about that in a sec, but I'm watching my ad counter right now. It's gonna be like 15 seconds. But yeah, you can also push your neck back as you do this arched back, push together pose, and it can kind of help with tech neck a little bit. I need to stretch my neck more. And then after your time is up, you just relax. So you're going to basically go from like this to an overcorrection and then relax. So it just straightens you up, essentially. And yeah, if you do that like once an hour, I try to do that anytime I'm like driving or walking or sitting for a long time. Anytime I notice my shoulders rolling forward, I kind of try and push them together. I'm also trying not to be a side sleeper because side sleeping also encourages shoulder roll, for those who don't know. So I'm trying to get back into sleeping on my back, how I used to. I don't know. So far it's going okay. I used to be a back sleeper until I started getting sleep paralysis all the time. So turns out sleep paralysis is more common when you sleep on your back. But lately it hasn't been an issue, so I'm slowly going back into back sleeping. Yeah, apparently I never actually asked Amaze to be my mod. I was a noob streamer. I didn't know the protocol. It's a very common thing that happens. Apparently it's happened to Amaze a lot. Poor guy. I've offered many times for him to put the sword down, but he just likes to complain that I threw it at him. Secretly, I think he likes it. Sleep paralysis is not fun. Do you have that too, Gisel? Ugh. I started having it in college, and it's not been as bad the last year. But it's like off and on been not a fun time for me. So that's part of why I started side sleeping, but that is bad for your posture. So I'm trying to fix it. Thankfully, I've had sleep paralysis enough that it doesn't really scare me anymore like it used to. It's just like a thing I know how to deal with, and I'm actually pretty good at snapping myself out of it these days, just because like cognitively I know what's happening. But it's still not fun. Like it's more frustrating now than scary, but the first few years I had it was pretty terrifying. So I didn't really understand what was happening. Knowledge is power, folks. Educate yourself. But yeah, so I'm gonna do this stretch for just a minute or two longer. Yeah, you had it through school too. Yeah, it's not a good time. Not a good time. Okay. Driving, you take your hands off the wheel. No, but I do. You can push your shoulder blades back and sit up straight while driving. Yeah. Like it's more about being aware of when your shoulders are pulling forward. I just do it like this when I'm sitting here because it's more effective of a stretch. But no, I obviously don't take my hands off the wheel. But yeah, as far as like getting started streaming, so Quartz, we actually have in our Discord, if you want to join, or I don't know if you're already in there or not, but there's a stream tips section, and it has a bunch of guides pinned to the top about like how to get started streaming, and you can like search for different topics in there, or just post and ask questions in there. But one thing that I really recommend is actually SiriBot. I think everybody should have this, not just streamers who are starting out. But seriously, SiriBot I'm shouting them out right now. It's an account here on Twitch. It's a free bot, and you just install it from their Twitch page. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just go to their page and it tells you exactly how to get it activated on your stream. Super, super helpful. I mean, frankly, until you start having a ton of activity in chat, it's just as good as a mod. It's going to keep out bot spam. It's going to keep out like hate raids, and like between Seribot and maybe having like one other bot, if you really don't feel safe, and auto mod, you really don't like what I do with my stream, because you know my mods aren't always available and I don't want them to feel like they have to be. One of the things that's really helpful is the permitted and banned terms part of your Twitch. Just add commonly used bot terms like cheap viewers, free followers, cheap followers. If you just add those phrases, it's going to automatically ban and catch any of those bots that try to say those things, and you should be okay, at least until you get a little bigger. Mods are useful for, yeah, you don't really need them at first, yeah. Auto mod's pretty good, honestly, on Twitch. Yeah, I would say Seribot's really good with like, mostly with like the hate raids and the bot follow spam and like all that stuff. I mean, Seribot works really well for me. So anyone who's not already using Seribot, highly recommend using it. And again, I just shouted them out, so just click that little link, and yeah, they'll. Oh, it looks like Seribot has a command for that too. Yeah, there you go. No worries, Quartz, yeah. But again, we do have a stream tips section too. We have a lot of people who are just starting out on streaming in my community, which I think is great, especially for artists. Like I'm such a big fan of the art Twitch community. I always tell artists, like, try streaming, try getting to meet people on Twitch. It's such a supportive group of people. And I have just found it to be a much better online art community than basically any other online art community I've been a part of. So I've been online trying to do art community stuff for like a long time. Cream of Eggbird, hey, it's good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Speaking of awesome people in the Twitch art community, make sure you go check out Cream of Eggbird. How you doing? Good to see you, Egg. We are actually finishing up here in the art gym. The art gym, for those who don't know, is just a study session. We do different topics every single time. Today is World Sea Turtle Day, so we did a sea turtle study. But we are about to look at the show and tell part of the session. So I'm going to go into the Discord, into the art gym section, and see what you guys got up to. And you don't feel like you have to share your studies, folks. I know there's lots of people that study along, but like don't want to, or don't feel comfortable sharing their studies. It's totally okay. If you studied at all during this time, or just did any kind of like co-working drawing, you know, good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Proud of you. Okay, let's check out the art gym, and just make sure anything that you post in the art gym is actually a study. If you have stuff that you just in general want to share, like other art stuff, I'll show you guys where to do that. Let me just check art gym really fast to make sure everything is work safe. That's all I really ask, is that it's a study and that it's work safe. So if you did like figure studies or something, just, you know, make sure I don't get in trouble, especially right now trying to push for a partner. Like, I really don't want anything sus here. Please help, guys. Thank you all so much for that. I mean, this community's been really great about that. It hasn't been an issue. But especially right now when I possibly have like staff taking a closer look at the stream. Not that I'm not always work safe and family friendly, but especially right now. Just helps a lot to make sure that everything's kosher. Okay, cool. We are looking good here in the art gym. Let me scroll up to the last thing we shared. Gosh, you guys were prolific over the last week. So what we do is we go to, like I said, the art gym section of the Discord. Okay. And let me make sure you can see that. Cool. Oh, thanks. Yeah, there's a link anyone can post if they want to about the push. Let's see. Okay, so basically what we do is I look at everything that's below the thing that was last posted, which is the last thing we looked at on stream. I try to make sure it's like my studies so that I just know where to start for the next art gym. So if you're just getting here, or if you're like not done with your studies, just keep going. Don't worry about rushing to get it into this session. We do this every single Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we'll be doing them tomorrow as well. A different topic, but it doesn't matter. You can always do a study of whatever you'd like. But if you have regular, just like art you want to share, we do have a lot of ways to do that. There's actually a monthly art showcase that you can post work into. It's just one piece per person per month, so it's kind of like a best of showing from the community. So just before you post in there, make sure you haven't already posted for the month. It's easy to forget. No, you won't be in trouble or anything. It's just one of us, the mods will have to, myself or a mod will ask you to just pick one. But one piece per person per month, and no AI tracing, you know, copying. Obviously, we want to support artists who are doing their own work. And that's true for all of the art share channels. Unless you specifically are just showing off somebody else's art, you can say, hey, I really liked this art piece somebody else did. You know, here's their name. But claiming somebody else's work as your own, like with AI or tracing or copying, is just not cool. And so we're trying to not encourage those things. But yeah, feel free to post. And it doesn't have to be a drawing, it can be a sculpture in the showcase. But if you have something that's not a study that you want to share, we have all these other sharing sections here. We have works in progress share, art share, just general art share, and then critique share. If you want to get specific feedback on something you're working on, if you're stuck or struggling, post in there so people can help give some insight. Okay, so let's start here. So we did links last week. It was International Links Day, so we did links studies. But here we are doing anything that's been shared since then. So we have some seashell studies from community time. And if you are a streamer here on Twitch, let us know while we're looking at your work, and we will shout you out. We'd be glad to shout you out for doing studies with us so that people know where to find you whenever the art gem's over. Let's see. Did I miss anything in chat? Hey, Frozen Yak. Good morning. It's good to see you. How are you doing today? And thanks again, everybody, for lurking for the showcase. Sorry, I'm tired. For the push. It really does help. And I appreciate it. This was from Community Time. I love the textures. These look so good. This is it looks like watercolor, maybe? I love that it's in an actual sketchbook, too. This always makes me want to... Is this a watercolor sketchbook? That's cool. I need to get one of those. Yeah, it always makes me want to pull out the old paint palettes when I start seeing people doing studies in actual traditional media. I need to do more of those. Maybe after the push, I'll start really trying to do more art gym studies with traditional media. That'd be fun. But these look great. Really nice structure to the shells. I think the seashells especially, if you can really get those contour lines down, it actually helps a lot, the patterning on a lot of shells, like showing that kind of detail. You're coming back from a streaming break. Okay, well, let us know when you start streaming again, and we'll be happy to shout you out. It's just an Arteza? Is that how you say it? Arteza sketchbook? I've never heard of that. But it's very cool. Very cool community time. I love the great values too, but it's this kind of stuff that makes traditional media hard, especially watercolor for me, because I'm not used to thinking about leaving out the lighter areas. Like you leave white space for your whites and kind of having to think in layers like that. It's just like a totally different way of thinking about art making. That I definitely need to wrap my head around. But these look awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I think we have a shell that I can post. Excellent. These look great. And then we have one from Clem doing some more cat studies. Do we have a cat? These are more, it looks like, link studies. Your advice from going from shapes to details and not looking at your paper helps so much. Oh my gosh, I'm really glad to hear that, community time. Thanks for... thank you for encouraging me. I mean, you guys, by drawing with me and studying along, like, that's why the theme is to get the bad drawings out, right? We're all just struggling together, and it's really encouraging to me to have people to do that with, so thank you. We're all learning here, myself included. It's part of why I have the pro command, is it just a friendly, like, joking reminder, like, I'm not a pro, I'm just, like, here trying to learn. Maybe one day be a pro, but... Rainbow Sheep, hey, it's good to see you! Thanks for coming in, I appreciate you. But no, I'm really glad. For anyone who's wondering what community time is talking about, I have this, I had a drawing professor in college that put it to me this way, and it really helped me too. And thinking about instead of like looking more at your paper when you're doing a study, try making sure you're looking at the thing you're drawing more than your actual paper. That doesn't mean never look at your paper, like it's not a blind study, but you just want to try and make sure you're observing carefully and drawing what's actually there, drawing what you actually see and not what you think you see, because that tends to be where progress happens, right? It's when we rely on what we think we see there, just like our schema, that we actually don't. We just end up drawing the same thing over and over for years, and you don't really get better. So it's a good way to break those habits. So I'm really glad that was helpful for you. Digital was a revelation. You're really indecisive, and it helps you try it. Well, that's awesome, Craig. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Sheep. It's good to see you. The blind study is the end goal. Potentially. I don't know. Blind studies are helpful in other ways. You can do blind studies. It's just you end up having scribbles and mismatched pieces if you don't look at your paper at all. I think they're pretty fun, but what a blind study really does, it's not about a blind study doesn't really help you with, like, draw better. A blind study helps you observe better, because it makes you really pay attention. So if you've never done a blind study before, if anyone hasn't done one, they're really fun. I used to play it as a game with friends. Basically, we would hold sketchbooks and we would just stare at a thing and we would try to draw without looking at our paper. And what it does is it actually makes you pay really close attention to what you're seeing. But sometimes it can also encourage contour drawing, which is not necessarily good observation. So it kind of depends on the person. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at Clem. So Clem has done these shape studies, which if you've never done a study like this, I highly recommend breaking down what you're drawing into shapes to try and train your brain to remember that what you're drawing is a three-dimensional object. And Clem has been doing a lot of these. So you can see breaking down the head into the different shapes. You do have to be careful about guesswork with this. So if you find that you don't really know what to make the shape, try to think about so for example, if I was looking at this, I would make this a big rectangle, right? The ribs. If you look at like old drawing books, you'll see this method a lot. You want to make your shapes kind of where the pieces, like you wouldn't make the hips and the femur the same shape. Like you wouldn't draw a big rectangle here because that's not how it works. This is a stationary object and it's a different movement from this one. So basically anywhere the movement would change is where a shape could be. Is one way to think about it if you want to break things down into basic blocks. But you can also do contour studies like this, like drawing the actual three-dimensional ridges and valleys of the thing you're studying. That can also help your brain kind of think about things as dimensional. But yeah, these look fantastic. Really, really nice. I love this. These shapes are really nice too. It can be tough too to do a shape study when you're looking at a two-dimensional image. Because we talked about this a little today too, because you end up doing some guesswork sometimes. Because if you're not really super familiar with how it moves, because it's static, right? It's just a still image. You're not really going to be able to know where to put the boxes, which is why I always recommend when you can doing observational drawing from life. But obviously, it's not like you can put a bobcat in your bedroom and draw it. So, or go put a sea turtle in front of you to draw. So sometimes you just make do with what you have. But it's just something to think about is this style of study, and it can be very helpful over time. Especially if you're having trouble breaking the habit of copying from reference versus studying reference. Lovely fish study here from Moonsky Runner. Moonsky, I know, does stream. If you can, go for it. Yeah, exactly. The true community time. The bobcat outside my office that keeps screaming at me if I stay here too late. Maybe I could invite them in next time. Wrangle the bobcat for the art. You guys are trying to get me mauled over here. For those who missed it, I have a bobcat that keeps making scary. I'm pretty sure it's a bobcat anyway. It keeps making scary sounds outside my studio at night. I do not like it. It freaks me out. Live studies. They want to be drawn. Do they? So this is a lovely fish study by Moonsky Runner, who has recently gotten back into streaming here on Twitch. They were on a break for a little bit, but make sure you go follow Moonsky. She's really great character art and has a really beautiful way of handling light and color that I find super interesting. She's always trying different styles and new ways of doing stuff, and I think the streams are just as much fun as the art. So make sure you go check out Moonsky. Moonsky, this looks great. You got your little reference down here. You got what you did with it. It's always nice when people can provide the reference in the art gem, but you don't have to. It's just, good faith, basically, that you are working from observation. But it's sometimes really nice because you can also see like what the artist chose to emphasize versus de-emphasize, and kind of what artistic license was taken versus like what was inferred from the reference. For example, the shape of this grass right here in the background. I really love the way that Moonsky sort of abstractly painted that in and didn't try to exactly copy necessarily the exact shapes in the reference. This is a good way to stretch your painting abilities too. Really nice experiment there, Moonsky. Thank you for sharing. It looks great. Sketching my baby nephew, Felix. Rue is visiting family right now. But Rue is also a streamer here on Twitch. Highly recommend following Yangula Rue. Definitely go follow her streams. She not only does great art and drawing, but also does animation here on Twitch. And definitely not one that you want to miss. Let me get her a shout out. Oh, thank you, Maze. You beat me to it. Maybe you are lucky and it's just the ghost of a bobcat. Honestly, it sounds like a banshee, so it could be a dead thing. I don't know. Confront the boss fight. I like not having rabies. I'm good. The middle one is pretty good face, right? But you can tell that Rue is working from actual observation, right? And Rue is going to get a whole lot better at the face shapes in an infant by closely observe. Like, look at the little baby fat arms. Like, these are just, it's so clear that you're actually working from observation in these. This is going to grow art skill very quickly. So again, if you can find a figure to draw or an object or something in life to draw, your skills are just going to advance, and you're not going to be happy with every drawing either, but that's just part of it. That's I mean, that's why we have the theme of let's get the bad drawings out, right? For those who've missed it, this is the theme of the art gym. It's our mantra. We're here to study. We're here to struggle. It's a workout. It's not fun. It's muscle building, right? And so that's the idea. Hopefully I'll have some art gym stickers at some point. I need to design them still. Oops, I can't find, there it is, the Discord. But yeah, these are great, Rue. Make sure, like I said, you guys go follow Rue. Most of you have probably seen Rue's art, the animation studies that Rue does. But it's really cool to see some like traditional media sketching too from Rue. Lovely, lovely work, Rue. And I hope you're having a good visit if you see this VOD later. Amaze. We have one from Amaze, our wonderful mod Amaze. We'll get you a shout out to Amaze. But this looks great. I'm trying to find some emotes I haven't used yet. Lovely shape. First of all, just shape and perspective. You've got this like foreshortened fin up here, flipper, I guess. And this kind of like really interesting kind of, not quite fisheye, but it's like an interesting angle that the photograph is taken from. And it looks like actually, yeah, like looks like they do have this kind of speckled pattern, which is kind of fun to think about. I kind of want to do like a space turtle image now. They have this like star pattern almost, these leatherback sea turtles. But this is a lovely drawing of the leatherback. Thank you so much for getting that shout out, Rog. I appreciate that. If you guys aren't following Amaze, again, another awesome artist who I am lucky enough to have as a mod. Recently started streaming about a year ago, I think, right? Amaze? It feels like it's been a while now, but Amaze is newer to the Twitch art scene, but has been around for a long time. Most of you who've hung out here probably know Amaze, but you may not know that he streams. So give him a follow. He does animation as well. So does drawings like this, comic work, animation, the whole works. Emotes, has been working on some updates to his channel, some new VTuber things. So go check out Amaze's stuff. This looks fantastic. Lovely draftsmanship here. Little over a year, almost at 250 followers. Well, you hear that, guys? If we have anyone who's not already following Amaze and you want to help him hit that 250 follower goal, click that heart. Click his name and give him a little follow. He'll very much appreciate it. Space turtle carrying 4 elephants that hold the... Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is a mythos for sure. It's like the adorable inflatable robot from Big Hero 6 as a turtle. Yeah, a little bit, actually. Yeah, it's like Baymax. Yeah, exactly. Leatherback sea turtles are really, really interesting animals. Definitely worth looking into if you haven't already. Fox Confessor. Fox, these look great. Lovely sea turtle. Do we have a turtle? I haven't even looked. Do we have a turtle emote? Turtle. Just one. It's not a sea turtle, but I'll take it. I love this one with those little flippers in the air. It's so cute. Really nice skeletal study here of the sea turtle. Lovely job with this underside view of a green sea turtle. Very, very cool. Great job with the foreshortening and the just general three-dimensional... Like, you really handled the values and the lighting well in a way to make this pop. It does not look like a flat drawing. Really good, careful attention to detail here. And this is just dang cute. But these shapes look awesome, Fox Confessor. Thank you so much for drawing along and for studying with us. These look awesome. Lovely, lovely stuff. The shell sections, yeah, really good job with the sections. There's a lot of detail in those scales too. For those who don't know, like a lot of reptile scales actually layer in a really similar way to bird feathers. There's actually a lot of theories out there that feathers are just like highly evolved scales essentially, which makes sense because they layer the same way. So I think the practice on the wings of the sea turtle can also be good practice for feather layering for birds too. I mean, granted, it's not super similar here, but anyway, it's something you notice a lot when you work with like with drawing lizards and things. But anyway, really, really cool studies. These look awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Very, very cute. And well done. Let's see. Yeah, not yet. Maybe one day? Question mark. Yeah, they're beautiful. Everyone's doing such a good job. Quick sketches at the park. Wait, Rue, how did you do this? Did you like slap some color on this, Rue, digitally? You must have. It almost looks like you painted clouds on top of your park sketches. These look great though. Or it's just maybe like some weird tree shadows that look really blue. It might be that, actually. That's really... I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by this background color. It's like not even the drawing. But Rue, these look so good. Thank you so much for sharing. Canada geese, they're everywhere here in Colorado. You got some little park doggo doodles here. These look great. Drawing from observation, drawing from the things around you. Great example here. Rue. Yeah, or clown paper. No, I'm now thinking, because Rue says they're at the park, it's probably just like the color of the phone camera when it took it kind of bluified it, but it's probably a tree shadow, would be my guess. These look so good. Little donk going blep. Yep. Again, we just gave Rue a shout out, but make sure you follow Yangula Rue, one of our mods here, who is also a streamer. These look great. Let me see if I find a goose. Goose. Lovely stuff. Old Blue Bones, also known as, I believe, Jack-Lantern Art, here in chat. These look great. I can already tell I love them. Let me find a turtle reaction here. Yeah, National Sea Turtle Day. Perfect. Day 4. Oh, I like that. This is your 4th time participating. Ooh, we got some like scale and texture studies. I love your little frustrated face. This is how I feel when I do studies too. I think these look great, and it's cool to see you doing multiple passes. So this is something we haven't talked about today, but we do talk about. You can see that they're trying to find like the layering pattern of the scales by kind of drawing out that grid pattern on the wing too. But sometimes your first pass is not your best, and it's just as much a skill to be able to fully finish a piece or a study as it is to know when to stop and try again or move on from a study, right? So like, sometimes your first pass isn't your best, but then if you try it again, you're going to take what you learned from that first one and find something that you like better. So it seems like that's what Jack-Lantern Art is doing here. See what I mean when I say bird wings? Like, if you just look at this shape, do you guys see how that is like the same shape as a bird wing? Really, really nice job. You have those leading edge feathers, and you can almost see the different feather sections. Like, this almost looks like the primaries, the secondaries. Here's those bottom primaries, the coverts, all that stuff. It's kind of interesting how they resemble, in my opinion anyway, how they resemble wings. Lovely job with the shell study too. That's a really interesting pattern you have here. It's pretty clear. You know what? But it's good to see that, though. I'm glad that you share that stuff. It's helpful for people to see the struggle as much as the success, I think. And it's really cool to see people just trying to learn. I don't know. It really inspires me to do more like practice studies like this. You mentioned it as a positive thing. No. Yeah, I got you. I just am clarifying for anybody who's just listening. Sometimes my inflection's not great. So great study. I love how you showed your work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's cool to see how people break it down. This kind of thing is really helpful, especially for newer artists who maybe don't know how to think this way. And again, it shows that you're not just copying, you're actually studying. You're worried more about like learning the flow of the scales rather than copying what you see, which is super, super important. Yeah, that's where the learning is. Exactly. Yeah, please watch my learning. Yeah, let's all watch everybody's learning, though. This is fantastic learning right here. This is a great study. It's a great example of a workout at the art gym. You get a little flex there. Lovely, lovely stuff. Love to see it. Appreciate you sharing your studies. Good right hook. That was a lovely skeletal study. Ooh, or like 5? You did like 5 passes? Or is this the same drawing, just like in increments? Might be the same drawing blown up, but it's either way, it's really cool to see the process. It's hard for me to tell, actually. I think it might be just blown up and shaded. But this looks fantastic. It's very cool to see the steps. You have your like rough start here, and then you got your lines, and then you've got your base shape, your base colors, and then a little more value, and then kind of pulling it all together here. Really, really nice study of the skeleton that you've got. And then there's a final version right there. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Good right hook. 5 passes built up. Okay. Very, very nice. Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing. It's a lovely skeletal study of a turtle skeleton. You love to see it. Again, it's really important to study anatomy if you want to actually understand what you're drawing. So if your end goal is to be able to draw from imagination, you gotta break it down and figure out what you're actually drawing. Dali did a little tortoise study. I love tortoises. They're so interesting. Dali also streams here on Twitch. Does fantastic studies on their own streams, actually. But is just a wonderful artist and person in general, and you should go hang out. Go give a follow if you aren't already. Lovely stuff. Wait a minute. Hold up. I swear Twitch unfollowed me. Did I might have clicked unfollow just now. I'm sorry, Dali. But I'm making sure that I'm following you. Okay. much to everyone's chagrin. For anyone who missed it, by the way, in the Discord, I watched Twitch. I swear I watched Twitch unfollow me from somebody. I was watching somebody's VOD, and I watched the follow button refresh, and it went to like an unfollowing image instead of the following one, and I was like, my mouse was nowhere near that follow button. My mouse was up on the VOD, like the video. It could have been a computer glitch, I guess, on my end. Like maybe somehow my computer freaked out and thought I was clicking somewhere else on the screen, but I was literally watching a VOD and it like refreshed the buttons on the page. It was very strange. I've always theorized that Twitch is secretly unfollowing me, and I feel like I have proof. But anyway, yeah. Make sure you guys are following Dally though. Fantastic artist here on Twitch. Definitely recommend checking out. And look at the shapes here. Like really, really solid structure. Really good job with the values, kind of enforcing that grounded, heavy, muscular sort of posture there. And just, you can almost feel that stretch of the animal, like lifting its head. This is lovely. So if you guys aren't following Dally, make sure that you do, okay? You're missing out if you're not. And Dally was on a streaming break, but is now back, by the way. So make sure you go follow so you don't miss the next one. Beautiful stuff. Skin folds on the neck are, yeah, they're done really well. Also, I was looking at these a lot. Like this is like this part down here, but I don't know if it's called the keel bone or the sternum on a turtle, but or a tortoise either. But it's a really, just the way that the skin sort of stretches to attach to that part of the body. Again, if you missed it earlier in the stream, for those who don't know, a turtle's shell, for any turtle or tortoise, is basically a modified rib cage. So it's got the same structure underneath in the bone structure that you see in any other animal with a rib cage. You've got your sternum bone, you've got your spine along, and then the ribs that come down. But with the turtle, it's all fused together in varying degrees, which is really interesting. Or tortoise, I should say, in this case. But yeah, it's just looking at how the skin connects from the neck to that bone there at the bottom of the shell is pretty interesting. I think you did a great job with that study. Lovely, lovely stuff. Good, Brazen, good. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Turtles are so cool, I agree. And there's honestly like a lot of variety in the shape. I mean, look how different this green sea turtle shape is to this tortoise. And they're in the same, like, I don't know if it's a family, but the same group. It's just a lot of diversity there. And sea turtles, a lot of them are endangered. So they're definitely another animal that would be really cool to spotlight maybe someday. But let's see, who did this one? Hold on. Dracon, these look so good. A really, really nice job with the scale studies and the textures here. Really nice. Color palette's really calming. I know, I love the color variety in sea turtles too. I don't know if this is a green sea turtle. I think it is. I actually don't know my sea turtles very well. I know there's a few that look really similar, but aren't technically the same. Very pretty. Yeah, love the colors used. Really good job breaking on the shapes down here. And I love that you chose two references of the same, or at least similar species, but from different angles. So this is going to actually help you a lot when you're doing your study, because if you have trouble like working out a proportion or a bone, you can kind of look at it from a different angle and be like, oh, that's what's happening. Like if I didn't have this picture, I might think right here, I might think that was part of the shell. But then you look here and you're like, oh, the shell is like pointed and then the feet are way far back. So then you can be like, oh, that's the feet. And then you'll start, at least for me, I'd be like, oh, that's the feet because that pattern right there matches that pattern. And so, and I see that you got that there. You know, so like it's really helpful to study from multiple angles too. Paleontologist got super. Yeah, I know. I've seen some of that. He got to like swim with them when he was in Puerto Rico, which is pretty cool. Ooh, everything refreshed. Hopefully we didn't drop stream. No, we didn't. Okay, that was weird. Gosh, I don't like when my whole computer refreshes. I still have PTSD from my stream crashing literally every time I tried to stream from the studio not that many months ago. So I'm constantly worried that's going to be a problem again, but so far we're okay. Lovely, lovely studies here, Dracon. You call the turtle orange creamsicle? Aww, creamsicle's a great name for this turtle. It's a cute little face too. You did such a good job with that. Lovely, lovely stuff. Yeah, it's some sort of blonde-looking turtle. Yeah, I don't know. A hawksbill? Maybe a hawksbill, yeah. That's a good point, Neil. It's definitely a creamsicle. Yeah, they're super cute animals for sure. And here we have a watercolor study of a tortoise from Miss Art Rules. Lovely job. Oh, I love the shapes in this, Miss Art Rules. You're getting really good at paying close attention to shape and proportion with your watercolor studies, which I know is hard because like watercolor is such a malleable medium anyway, but the face in this is really, really strong. Really nice foreshortening, honestly, on that face structure. And I like that you got a little bit of texture in there too on the leg scales. So cool. This looks great, Miss Art Rules. Very cute little face, yes. Hey bots, how you doing? I think I saw you earlier and I don't know if I said hi. But welcome in and thank you so much for popping by. Hope you're doing well. Miss Art Rules, yeah, very cute name too. But no, this looks great. Lovely textures and just lovely work overall. It's always fun to see your watercolor studies. Thanks for sharing them with us. Let's give it a little bit of a flex here. Good art gym workout. Community time. We have another one from you, a little skeletal study. Nice job paying close attention to the structures of the bones here. Lovely job. Those interesting rib bones. Again, for those who missed it, you can see the ribs right here that are fused with the spine and kind of like coming down to create the shell. Super interesting. And that protects all the organs and is a really interesting body plan, honestly. And you can see how they're inside their little flippers are actually like finger bones, just like we have. Just kind of very stretched out. Just happy to be hanging out. Bots, I seriously appreciate that. If you guys didn't know, Bots and Magic is also a streamer. Oops, I am terrible at shout-outs. I almost shouted out whoever B is. Goodness gracious. There we go. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Arts event. I appreciate that, seriously. Thank you to anybody who's lurking to help with the push. Once again, trying to get partners so that we can apply for the front page of Twitch. So thank you all for helping me make that happen. And go check out Bots, too. So many awesome streamers here in the chat today. Like, thank you everybody for hanging out. It makes a huge difference. But this looks great, community time. Thank you so much for sharing. It was a fun challenge to do. Yeah. And a welcome back from your work screen. Nice. Honestly, I love that. Like, if you have break time at your job, I'm talking to anybody out there, just taking like 5 to 15 minutes even, just to do a little observational sketching. Just getting into that daily sketching habit is going to do wonders for your observation eye. For your drawing skills. It's a little bit of skill building daily. It's just like muscle building at the gym. Even if you're only working out for just a little bit of time and doing some muscle training over time, that's going to help you a lot. It works the same way with art. So thank you for joining us on your break to do some studies. Artie Gobb, I think, is who this is. We also did a skeletal study of that sea turtle skeleton. Really nice shapes. Really, really good proportion here, Artie. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. This looks really great. Having just popped in a few minutes ago, I take it was a sea turtle. Yeah, so today is or either World or International Sea Turtle Day. So sometimes I'll pick like a fun day like that and we'll just make that the topic for the art gym. Sometimes the art gym is like figure drawing. Sometimes it's, vehicles or architecture or environmental elements. Like we do all sorts of things for the art gym studies. So it's not just creatures, although I would say like 40% of the time we're doing some kind of an animal. But I do try to keep it varied, and I'm mostly trying to study things, at least for me, that I don't draw often so that I can expand my skill set. And I just invite people to do that with me, and that's what we're doing here. Today, the theme was sea turtles, but you don't have to do that. Like, people are welcome to do any kind of a study as long as it's work safe and share it. I mean, you can do a non-work safe study on your own time. Just, I won't share that here on Twitch, but yeah, that's what we're doing. So these are all done. Some of them, some people, I think we started the stream 2 hours ago. So some of them, and sometimes people pop in later. So yeah, but I'm very fortunate to have like a really curious and creative and skillful and, community here that really wants to get a lot of people who are trying to get better at art or want to pick up art as a hobby. And so thankfully a lot of people work out with me here at the art gym. I really appreciate the accountability because it helps me too. Because like I wouldn't be doing studies if not for these sessions. I just know that because I've always wanted to do studies. My whole goal when I became an illustrator was like, I'm going to start every single day with like 30 minutes of warm-up study sessions of just like drawing and getting warmed up for the day and getting the bad drawings out, even as far as just like working out the bad stuff so I can be warmed up to draw better later on. But the number of times I actually did that on my own was like 5 in as many years. And so I just decided I need accountability for stuff like this. That's why we call it the art gym. But Artie, these look great. I presume both of these are yours. A lovely traditional media study after the skeletal study, which is awesome. You can see how those proportions, you've really like held to those here. Really nice job with this study. Love the style of like blocking. that you did for this. It's really interesting. And I think you work in watercolor, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I am mistaken. But these look great. Thank you so much for sharing, Artie. Yeah, and some people are quicker than others. I really don't want to, like, it's not about being fast. If you do want to see how fast you can go, I would say work against yourself, like use yourself as the marker, because everybody is at different places on their art journey and everybody has different ways that they build up a drawing. Like, I know plenty of artists who are very slow studiers that are incredible artists. So it has nothing, like, swiftness has nothing to do with actual quality of your artwork. It's more about how your brain processes. Like, for me, I work pretty gesturally, so I go quicker, but my studies aren't as precise. So it's just, everyone's different, you know? Yeah, speed doesn't really mean anything. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of about what helps you the most. And yeah, like Dali said, some people have been drawing for a very long time, and that's going to impact it too. The more confidence you have in your line work, the less you have to erase, the less you have to, like, slow down. So and that all comes with practice and observation. So this is why I like to say, like, if I make a fast drawing and people are like, "Whoa, how long did it take you to do that?" I'm like decades, because I've been drawing for a very long time. That's how long it took me to make that 5-minute drawing, was decades. So that's another way to look at it. Yeah. Okay. These look great. Thank you so much for sharing. Really love them. And I think that's the last one for today. So if you're still working, don't, like, feel like you have to rush and, like, get your work in here. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of my studies for today and drop them in there. I guess I'll just, oh, perfect. We can just do it this way. Yeah. So I'm going to take a little screenshot here. Where is my screenshotty thingy? Here we go. Screenshotty thingy is the technical term, in case you were wondering. So. And I'm going to take a screenshot, post it in the Discord, and then anything that is below my studies is what we will look at tomorrow. And before we read out, let's go see what we are looking at tomorrow. Mine from today. So if anyone's still working on your sea turtles or anything else, feel free to keep going. But we're going to go into the stream schedule section. So if you ever want to find my schedule, I try to keep this updated. Sometimes we have to deviate, but this month it's pretty much not going to change. I'm not doing any special streams because of the partner push, other than our normal special event streams. I'm just sticking to the Monday through Wednesday stream schedule at the normal time. Sometimes the streams go a little longer, like today. This went a little bit longer than planned, but part of that is because we're trying to offset the average from the first part of the stream with the new numbers from the raiders that came in. So hopefully at the end of this stream, as long as nobody leaves before the raid, hopefully we will be able to make that 75 viewer average. So if you guys don't mind hanging out a few more minutes, because we are going to raid out here in a sec, that'll help a lot with the numbers. But if you can look here anytime, like I said, it's in the stream event section. Just go to the stream schedule. And today was World Sea Turtle Day. Tomorrow is actually World Croc Day, but we did crocodiles and alligators not too long ago, so I'm actually going to do figure drawing tomorrow. But if you'd rather draw crocodiles, go for it. If you'd rather draw something else, go for it. And then you can see on Wednesday we're doing giraffes, because World Giraffe Day is on Saturday, and we've never done a giraffe study that I can remember, and I think that would be fun. So we're doing figure drawing tomorrow, like human figure studies, and then giraffes on Wednesday. But again, you can always do your own type of study. You can set up your own still life. You can draw things around you. You can pick something that you want to get better at and do some studies and share. As long as it's work safe, it all counts, you know. We're all just trying to improve together. But we'll be doing that tomorrow at 9 a.m. But for today, we actually have one more stream. For those who don't know, I stream twice a day. You can see these two different time blocks. Twice a day on Mondays and Wednesdays, because I'm crazy. So, you know, there's that. But here's my schedule written down if anybody needs to see it in writing. But I'll be back on this afternoon working on some illustrations. And potentially, maybe, if I have time, I might do some emotes. But I actually need to get a print order in time if I'm going to be able to potentially show at Denver FanX. I did email them, and I'm probably not going to get in, but just in case somebody cancels last minute, I did tell them that I'm on standby and I live locally, and I'm hoping that helps bump me up in the wish list or the wait list. Feels like a wish list at this point, but anyway, I need to get a print order in like this week. So I need to finish these two prints these two new images I've been working on and get those sent off. So I'll probably be doing an illustration stream this afternoon. So if you want to come back for that, feel free. But if I do somehow finish both of those and still have time in the stream, I may switch to either stickers or emotes. So we'll just see. But I don't know if I'm going to have time to work on emotes this month. I don't know. We'll see what this week does. But yeah, thank you again to everybody who hung out today. Thank you for everyone who lurked, seriously. Thanks to all the mods. Thanks to everybody hanging out in the chat. Thank you to everybody showing up on the screen here. Underneath is all my patrons. I really appreciate patrons just as much as subscribers here on Twitch. Thank you to the resubs as well. We had some people resub and sub today. I will be getting your sub doodles into the zoo in between streams, and I'll show you guys this afternoon what I finish. But I think I need to focus on illustration this afternoon, so that's going to be my goal there. But if anybody is interested in Patreon, there's that link if you want it. Anybody who's at the $5 tier or higher gets their name on the end screen, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, thanks to the mods. Thanks Kells again for that raid. Seriously, it helped a lot. I really appreciate anyone who hung around from the Kells raid. And yeah, just thanks everybody who showed up early at the start of stream. If you don't know, if you can get your numbers really high really fast, it actually makes it easier to hit those averages because it means your starting point is higher, and so the later averages later in the stream just don't have to work as hard. So that will help for sure. Yes, in the prediction, so I did 3 studies today. So if a mod or I guess I could do it. Let's see. End the prediction. How do I do that? Did I close my? Oh no, here it is. Prediction. Thank you for the reminder, Raga. I forget the prediction a lot. So it looks like we did 3. So if you picked 3 studies, then you win. Oh, somebody just ended it for me. Perfect. Well, there you are. There you are, guys. It is 3. So if you chose 3, then you get some points. Thanks, Maze. Crocs do look like cheese. Wait, they look like cheese. Yanni. Oh, hello, Yanni. Thank you for coming by. Almost done with your emote. Aw, you've been working on an emote for me? Thank you, Turgus. I appreciate that. I didn't know you were doing that. That's very funny. Very kind. And yeah, thank you to everybody hanging out. So I am going to go, if you guys don't mind hanging out for just a few minutes while I pick a raid target, you do get extra channel points for sticking around through a raid. So if you could just hold on tight really fast. Let's see who we can find. Let me just scroll down really quick and make sure I see everybody who's on before I choose. There's a lot of people on right now. Let's go. We've already rated them. They rated us. Ooh, shoot. I'm a little torn. There's a couple of people we could raid. But yeah, thank you again, guys, for hanging out. I think we're gonna go here. Let me just check. I'm trying to make notes, actually, because I need to get more organized. And it helps me to be able to see things. I think I may have... I'm trying to keep track of who I've already rated. Okay, we have rated them. We have not rated this person, I don't think. Maybe we'll go say hi to them. Oh, it's so hard to choose. I'm trying to make sure... You know what? Yeah, let's go... They've been lurking a lot too. That's really kind. Let's go say hi. Make sure that what they're working on is actually work safe. They do have 18 plus on right now. Not sure if we should go there right now. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, I might just have to pick somebody. You know what? Let's go say hi to... What are they making? They just started streaming. I really like this stream. I don't know if this is going to be everybody's cup of tea. But I really like this stream, and we have not been able to raid them in a while. So let's go actually say hi to... Definitely a family-friendly stream. Oh, man. Yeah, let's go say hi to Sharp Balloons. They literally just got started. We haven't raided them in a while. So, yeah, the people I was going to raid, they had 18 plus on right now. So maybe this afternoon stream we'll be able to. But we are going to go say hi, and I do have a raid call now, thanks to my awesome mods who made this. You can copy that top one if you have a sub, Or if you don't have a sub, copy that bottom one. So Pyro, I think it was, made this. Or maybe it was Raga. Somebody made this for me. But we're going to go bring some love to Sharp Balloons. They are a balloon artist here on Twitch. So if you didn't know there was like balloon sculpting here on Twitch, you're in for a treat. I think she's literally just getting started. So the balloon art has not started yet, but stick around through the raid because whenever you raid in, she makes you a balloon piece really fast. Sharp Balloons is great. Also just like one of the most good energy people on Twitch. I really enjoy hanging out with the Sharps. But again, if you don't have a sub, just copy that one that has the snow and the snowman on it too. But let's go say hi to Sharp Balloons. We actually raided Sharp. They usually remember. I don't know if they will today, but we actually raided them whenever we finished the Vikita Day last year. So, ooh, and a hype train is starting. Perfect timing. So I'll see you guys over there, and hopefully I'll see you back this afternoon at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. But if not, here's my socials if you want to share anything, and here is my Discord. And I'll see you over at Sharp Balloons right now. Okay? Catch you there, guys.